So that stung a little bit. Which side were you? Did you have Bird as well?
So I had a little bit of Bird, but I was heavy on Patola. I actually picked Bird to win, but Patola was one of my favorite underdogs just because, he's a high volume guy. So I thought if he did win, he could score well. Plus Bird doesn't really like to take many punches. And we saw that, as soon as he was hit a little bit, he just sort of fell over. So it ended up working out to be overweight on Patola there. So hopefully we'll see if we have a lineup or two run deep. We'll see.
We're getting trolled by our own guests. Hey, so Patola won?
Yeah,
he did. He scored 105, so he's pretty much like a lock for the optimal at
34%. What was his ownership percentage?
He was like 23 in the milli.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he was around 23.
All right.
Bobby? Did you max enter the milli?
I maxed it. It's not going great. Let's just say that. I think I had Menfield and tried to do something a little different in the first fight. So I just thought Burns was going to be around 44%, and then you had obviously Dunham. Money came in on Dunham late, and I went a little overweight on Dunham and dropped Burns down to like 20%. So and then I had a little bit too much Menfield. It's trying to pick up scraps at this point.
I hear a lot of people call him Menafield. I personally call him a minefield, man, because if you got that guy in your lineup, jeez,
dude,
you ain't lying.
I had a bunch of him too. That hurt.
Yeah. So if you guys are just tuning in, we are going to be chilling throughout the remainder of the card. Osimo should be joining us soon. CSU Rammies might be joining us late. And I was talking with Brick earlier today, and we're like, look, there's someone who makes a compelling case in the chat to join us. Maybe I'll send you an invite link to jump on our stream, and we will determine if you're a chill enough hang. Otherwise, we reserve the right to boot you. So feel free to make your case in the chat to join this stream. Otherwise, John, now, what do you sweat these based on like your bets and your picks or your overall DFS exposure? Do those ever change, or like which one are you more invested in?
I mean, definitely DraftKings for sure. That's my biggest sweat. That's where I have the most action. I'm assuming same goes for you guys. It's just betting is more of just like an extra sweat for me, and it's just fun. So my bets really aren't nearly the amount of action as I have in DFS. What about you guys?
Yeah, I've been doing just DFS, but for this one, I was tailing some of your bets in your write-up, so I was stoked to hit the Stamen decision. That was you, right?
Yeah, that was a big one for me.
Yeah, that was nice. So yeah, no, I'm eyeing those. I have my spreadsheet and I have some columns for my exposures and also my bets. And then I realized like, oh, my bet doesn't really line up with my exposure, but I believe we call that a hedge in the business.
Absolutely.
I don't have any bets because I haven't really gotten into betting like professionally because it hasn't been legal. It hasn't been worth my effort. But now that that's changed, and the governor of Illinois just said we can do mobile betting because of the coronavirus for some reason. So I'm going to be getting involved there pretty heavily, I think.
So what books are they going to have in Chicago that you can do mobile betting on?
They have like 5 books that have a license right now, but I think they are going to have a few more too. I don't know the names of them off the top of my head, but
Bobby and John, set the scene. What are we watching here with this Mearshart and, how do you say it, Heinisch fight?
Yeah, I think we're both on Mearshart, right, John? Are you on Mearshart as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Love Mearshart. I don't even know who that is, but this I'm looking at my lineups here. If Clark was gonna win, at least get fucking 90 points.
What did he end up with?
75 points.
So that's
77.5.
That's what me and John basically talked about, was like, you pretty much, if we just had faded that fight, I think we would have been like in a pretty good spot. We obviously both played Minefield as
Stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Baby.
Wow. And the backflip finisher.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, Joe Rogan's doing this?
Oh, he's dead. Ugh.
Wait,
It's
Hey,
over.
Brian, I think we have the same thing. Are we ahead of the?
We're ahead of him again.
For it? Good. Wait, hang on. So who won? I legitimately don't know which one that was.
I don't know. They look like
It was
the
Heinisch.
exact same news to me.
Heinisch has, so for perspective, like Heinisch has never finished anyone in the UFC. So naturally, this is the card where he just gets a first-round knockout of Gerald Meerschaert.
Goodness.
Right after we both just hopped on and said we were on Meerschaert.
Yeah, you
Good
guys.
timing.
You guys are getting voted off the island. I mean, after that tout, you're done. You're
Okay,
done.
Pretty bad.
who lost? What was the guy's name who lost?
Meerschaert.
Meerschaert.
Yeah. That was because they were pretty tight. What was that like? The Vegas odds, it was close to a coin flip fight, John.
Yeah, Meerschaert was a slight dog. The thing that sucks is like it wasn't the fact that Heinisch won like we thought he might win. It was just the fact that he won in a big score like that because not a lot of people were expecting that. He usually scores like 65-70 in a win. So the fact that he got a first round knockout there is a little bit tilting.
Yeah,
Well, oh, go ahead.
I've been doing a lot of research on how predictable the like strikes are and stuff like that, and they're actually fairly predictable in like the general sense. But I don't know if like individual skill level matters a ton, which might be a little surprising. I have to parse it out a little bit more. As I just finally got my like database. Big enough to be worthwhile because there's not a lot of good information out there either. Like, if you go to the UFC's fight database, it kind of sucks and it's hard to scrape to get all the info.
Yeah.
But I think there might be a case for just like kind of a general modeling technique as opposed to what's the name of this guy, Meerschaert or whatever, and like he gets a lot of strikes or something like that. It might not actually be super predictive to do it that way. That might be like kind of controversial. I don't know. What do you guys? Does that make any sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, like John. So you watch all the tape on these guys. Like, what are the things you're looking for? Because I assume also kind of what Brian's hinting at is like the unique variables of like just different styles in fighters and not being able to, really model that. And if they haven't fought together before, like how do you match up styles when you're watching tape?
Yeah, so that's a really good point by Brian is that basically, just because a guy lands a bunch of strikes per minute or whatever, it really just depends on the opponent. And like a good example of that coming up on the pay-per-view card is Corey Sandhagen, Aljamain Sterling. Sterling is very good defensively, only allows like 1.6 significant strikes per minute. But on the flip side, Sandhagen lands like 8 significant strikes per minute. So just because he lands that much doesn't mean he's actually going to land that much in this particular matchup. And I think that's what Brian was getting at is that, just because a guy is high pace, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to score well against a specific opponent. And is that kind of what you were saying?
Well, no, here's a parallel. Because I don't want to say just blanketly, if you look at a guy's stats and he's like, oh, this guy gets 66 strikes per match. I'm not going to say blankly that means nothing. But I'm saying there might be a chance it means nothing. And like, let me give you a parallel in PGA. So for golf, a lot of guys who are like PGA touts. By the way, I'm number 1 in that one, not number 10. So
there you go.
I'm kidding. So like, they'll go like, okay, this guy's course history, it means that he's really good on this course. And like, there's like a little bit of merit into that. I think it's kind of baked into the Vegas odds already personally, but like the guys sometimes they haven't played the course in 2 years. The course has been revamped. The whole placement's different. The weather's different. The guy's had 3 kids. You know what I mean? Like his whole life is different. Like how predictive can this actually be? And I don't think a whole ton, right? And so in MMA terms, like these guys have like fights like Overeem or whatever. Hasn't that guy been fighting for like 12 years? How much value are we going to get from a fight he had 12 years ago? Right? I would argue none. So like, I'll find out and I'll tell you. Maybe we'll do another one of these or something, and I'll tell you what the regressions say. But my guess is it's more like it's probably something more general, or maybe like a categorize, like put a fighter in a category. right? And then you can get like maybe a little more predictive power from that. And also like fighting the first round, like, okay, how many strikes is the guy going to get if he gets a first round knockout? 2, 3, 50, 70? You know, it's hard to tell exactly how to do that. But I mean, there definitely is a strong correlation between rounds and strikes, and rounds and everything, actually. So like why those 5-round fighters get so much ownership, it's because people just can naturally see it. I'm assuming that there's just so much upside in a 5-round fight, and so their instincts are right, at least from the numbers I'm looking at.
Yeah, the extra rounds definitely like equate to more points, obviously, right? I would imagine, right, John?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's a really good point that Brian brings up. You know, just because we expect a guy to finish early or put on a high pace, you know, there's obviously some type of luck or variance, whatever you want to call it, involved, especially in a high variance sport like MMA, because like he said, you know, Herbert Burns can go out and drop a guy immediately, or Alonzo Menafield, who had him hurt but didn't finish, or he can finish him late. You know, there's really no way to predict that.
What the fight we just looked at?
Mm-hmm.
What sort? If I look at that, and I harp on this in some of my videos and some stuff me and Peter did. Data mining is a big issue with statistical models in general, but like that fight doesn't tell us shit.
No.
Right?
Nothing.
But you got to add up the strikes and add up the takedowns, put them in a spreadsheet, and then try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, technically, I can't remember the guy's name who won, but like, it's going to look like he's not a great striker.
Heinisch,
yeah. My boy. Like, yeah, he's not going to have a good amount of strikes, right? I mean, maybe it'll be high strikes per round, and you can break it down that way. But like, I'm just not totally convinced that there is a ton of individual skill's not the word, because obviously all these guys are super skillful, but the individual control over accumulating DK points kind of through traditional stats. I hope I'm making sense here. I'm not like shitting on the entire idea of kind of like these spreadsheets that you can just see all the data. You know, that's cool to look at and kind of give you, if you're just gonna just try to do it from your expertise, your knowledge of MMA. Like, I'm sure that can be helpful, and just watching the fights probably helps tremendously. I'm more just specifically from a modeling perspective.
John, do you hand build your lineups, or do you use an optimizer?
So I hand build because I usually, I know Bob maxes the tournaments. I usually don't. I have in the past, but I actually haven't had a ton of success when I max it and use an optimizer. So I actually like to do, you know, on a normal week, I do like 25 to 30 lineups, something like that, depending on the contest that we have out there. Like this week, I played a little bit more because we had that Millie. But, you know, I try to hand build my lineups just because I feel like I have a little bit more control about it. But yeah, so that's how I attack it.
Yeah. What about Bobby? I saw your.
I like MMA. I'm a big. I'll play seeing. It just depends on the slate, really. I love MMA though. I think MMA is a lot of fun.
I saw your Instagram story. You had a bad beat last Saturday. You were close to the nuts.
I'm having a bad beat right now. No, my final crunch last week would have netted me like 160K in MMA. Just didn't go my way. I ran the third to last, I think.
Yeah.
Not good.
No good. That's the lineup rewind. That can really be a blessing and a curse.
Everyone's a lineup rewind millionaire. Everybody is.
Yeah, I'm a real millionaire maker winner too up there.
Oh wow! What a flex!
Wow. Right in my face.
Yeah.
I think I contributed about 25% of that.
Yeah. Well, here's my stimulus check, brother.
I'll probably contribute to yours.
You didn't spend that yet, Pete?
No, dude, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
Or Papa Gates.
I thought you might have spent it on some TikTok
shit.
recording equipment or something over there.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, that's we haven't upgraded the TikTok setup yet, but I mean, we're looking to make a big investment here shortly.
Okay.
The YouTube comments aren't going to our internal comment thing there, Pete.
Oh, they're not connected?
Doesn't look like it.
That's weird. Are there comments in the YouTube?
Yeah, not many, but yeah.
Huh. That's weird. I thought that was the whole thing. It was supposed to aggregate these.
I know.
Well,
Rough night.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What fight do we have next? Oh, is this the Chase Hooper? John, I need you to set the stage for Chase Hooper because you described him to me as like a mini Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, so he's like his twin almost. You know, they're both super. Well, Sean O'Malley's actually packed on a little bit of muscle, but Chase Hooper is like the scrawny version of him, a little bit taller, but he literally like has spindles for legs. But you know, they're both good grapplers. He's kind of like, they both have afros. You know, he's sort of I described him to you as the nerdy version of Sean O'Malley. And that's really how it is. You know, he has this thing on Twitter with Ben Askren, like I'm Ben Askren's son, and a bunch of people have bought into that. But he's basically a good grappler. He's just not a good striker, and that's why I'm excited for this matchup because Alex Caceres, you know, he's been known to give his back up a little bit, but he is a veteran and he's been around. And Chase Hooper does get hit on the feet. He's kind of like a punching bag. Yeah, there's a picture there, so you can see what he looks like. You know, he doesn't have he
looks like he's 16 years old. Like this is come on.
He's the youngest dude in the UFC.
He's 20 years. He's 20 years old. He's really young.
Imagine having a Mazda Miata on this kid.
You know I'm related to him, right?
Yeah.
I see the resemblance.
He's my son.
You must be so proud.
I need him to win. I got. Looks like I got a good one. I got Heinisch, Patolo, and Burns with 3 to go with Hooper in it.
Okay. Are you in the? What are you in? Are you in the Thunderdome?
That's in both the. No, that's not a Thunderdome. That's in the 555 and the Millie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely live.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the Millie might need Perez, but in the 555, you're probably good without him, I would imagine.
Wait, who do you need in the Millie?
Perez for sure. He scored 124.
Yeah, you definitely need Perez.
Good.
But in the 555, I bet you're still live.
I thought he said he had Perez.
No, I guess not.
All right, I'm excited for that. And so what was he in the betting markets, Hooper?
So this one actually opened at like a pick'em on some of the books. It opened as a pick'em on 5 Dimes, Will Hill, and I think there was one other one. Other books had Hooper as a small favorite, but basically he got steamed all week. I think he closed at like a 210 favorite, and his inside distance line moved like 100 points. So a lot of public money and sharp money came in on Hooper this week.
And I heard you say on your podcast that you weren't necessarily a believer the first time you watched him, but now he's kind of converted you.
Yeah, not necessarily his skill set. I mean, I do think he's good. It's just more of the personality that I sort of became a fan of. He's a big fan of M&Ms. He always gives M&Ms a shout out. So when he wins tonight, you'll probably hear him say something.
Just to clarify, not the artist, the candy M&M.
Correct. Yeah. There's like this big M&M store in Las Vegas, I guess. And he like constantly talks about it on social media, which I just find pretty funny, but he'll probably give it a shout out if he beats Alex Caceres here.
Wow. And what's the tape on Caceres?
Caceres, he's just like a veteran dude, 500 fighter. I think he's like 15-13 in his career. He is a decent grappler, but not very good defensively. Like I said, he gives his back up a lot. Did that immediately against Kron Gracie if you go back and watch that fight. But he's been around. You know, he fought a dude from my area, Jimmy the Kid Hedis, back in the day. That was like 6 years ago, something like that. So, I mean, he's definitely a veteran. He's been around. It'll be a good test for Hooper, who's still really young, always improving. But I think he'll get the job done. It's only a matter of time before he goes to that grappling. So that's kind of the way I see it playing out.
John, would you have taken Hooper at minus 208 after the steam?
No. I think if you got in on him early, that was a good bet. But now I wouldn't lay that. No chance.
What site are you guys?
Wait, is that a real tattoo? Does he actually have the M&M's tattooed, or is that a Photoshop?
That's Photoshop.
Okay, because I was gonna say, this guy, I'll go live bet my entire account on him if he has the M&M guys tattooed on his chest.
I told you he's like an M&M tout.
That's a nice lane to be in. I mean, you got, Marshawn Lynch has already established the Skittles tout. I mean, why not? You got to carve your niche.
Oh, it's a bad tattoo. His mother's probably not too happy.
It's fake. He doesn't actually have it.
We got Glenn Rice-A-Roni. He's got Hooper projected for 105 to 110. Rice-A-Roni, all I can say to you is tighten up those projections, man. We need a couple decimals. Otherwise, it looks like bullshit, dude.
Bookmakers got him at minus 203 right now.
Minus 203.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at Penny.
Yeah. I mean, Penny, he's not as sharp as it was in the day.
Where do you pull from now?
Penny.
What do you check?
It depends on what I'm trying to get, because Penny doesn't have a ton of derivative odds. So
yeah.
Let me look at it right now. Hold on. Where is it?
While Brian looks this up, John, do you think?
Okay.
Do you think there's anything affected by the no crowd? Have you noticed any difference, or do you think it's just business as usual?
Yeah, that's something I don't really weigh at all. A couple fighters actually did mention it, which I was surprised. Obviously, it's a little bit different for them, but that's another thing. Like Brian was saying, we really can't predict it. So I just kind of ignore it. I'm sure it probably affects some of them, but there's just no predictive value for me. So I just kind of business as usual, like you said.
Yeah. Is there any chance we ever get a Hooper Sean O'Malley fight? Or are they not the same weight class?
Actually, they are. Or sorry, no. Chase Hooper's 145. O'Malley's 135.
Wow. Okay.
But so I mean, guys bounce around. They might. It's possible, man.
That would be an all timer. I'd clear my schedule for that one. What I just realized is I feel bad saying this because I know you guys were on Meerschaert, but I looked, and my highest exposure in MME was Heinisch.
Yeah.
You're looking good then, bro.
Might have been awesome. Reckless based on what you're saying, but that's just how the cookie crumbled for me.
That's good. At least it helped one of us or two of us, because Brian said he has a lineup that's live. I know me and Bob weren't on him.
Peter's a super contrarian DFS player, so that's where he comes up with those low-owned, high-upside guys.
We prefer Galaxy Brain is the correct political terminology.
Did you?
Yeah. What's that?
What strategy did you end up using?
My normal strategy where I punt off money.
How contrarian did you end up?
I think I'm fairly contrarian, but I didn't have the past few fights, because we've had the really chalk guy, with the guy getting subbed out and then some guy's going to tee off. So my exposures were really spread closely. Heinisch was my highest at 46%. And I'm really underweight on Nunes. I have 27%, which could be extremely reckless. So I think I'm pretty contrarian this slate. But do you?
Nunes worries me a little bit, I'll be honest.
It should. It worries me too. All right, do you ever in every lineup?
Not every lineup, but I mean, I'm probably around 75%, something like that, with a couple Felicia Spencer on the other side.
Yeah. The thing, I mean, I don't have a ton of Spencer either, but, my thought is it did seem like there were a lot of fights here that had early finish potential. And so if that fight is really high owned but you bank, a handful of these other 100+ point performances earlier in the night, maybe you don't need it. I mean, I guess that's kind of what I'm banking on.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a path, to where she scores a 5-round decision. The only thing with that is usually when she does go to decision, she's still scored really well because she puts on a decent pace. She lands a couple takedowns. The only fights where she hasn't scored over 100 points were both the Shevchenko fights, who's obviously really good defensively. So, I think highest floor and highest upside on the slate. So that's why I'm nervous about fading her. But But there is a path, like you said, if you get 6 finishes, we already have a few. Perez, Heinisch, they both scored over 100 in the mid-range. Patola as a dog, all you need is Burns and then O'Malley to score 100 and something, and then Cody Garbrandt or somebody like that, and you can fade Nunes and be fine.
Yeah, I'm superstitious in that I don't look at my I don't log on to DraftKings and FanDuel to look at my stuff, so I just look at my exposures. And I could be in for a good night because I have Alex Perez was my third highest owned guy at 36%. So with Heinisch and Perez as 2 of my top 3, I might be all right.
Yeah, you're looking good, man.
Until Nunes just puts me in a cave.
You should have max entered at Millie.
I settled on 9 bullets. That's all I needed. But I had too many bird, I think, in my 9. I think 6 of my 9 had bird in it. So,
minefield is my minefield.
Yeah.
Minefield.
Was that your highest owned, Bobby?
No, I think I have O'Malley pretty high, around 58%.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest. How do you feel about? I heard you talk about it, but I love O'Malley and the way it shook out. I have 0 Wineland, 0.
So I think if you had O'Malley pretty high, like having Wineland on the other side isn't the worst, or just being double on Wineland. What was he, like 6%? So
yeah,
only like 12% for your double.
Yeah. All right, we got this fight going on, and I think if you guys didn't realize this, if you guys are watching the pay-per-view stream, us bootleggers might be slightly ahead of you. So Brian and I will do our best not to spoil.
Yes.
Maybe we do, like, for us, like, just to let you guys know, we are, the fight is just about to start. They just fist pumped. That's how you know where we're at.
Okay, you're ahead of even me. So
who's the ring girl?
Bobby's asking the important questions right now.
She's not even one of the best ones, though.
That's Chase Hooper.
Hey, she was nice, man. She was friendly.
Hey,
that's
Brittany Palmer's my girl.
All right, I'll try not to spoil it.
I'm just endlessly fascinated watching this 14-year-old kid.
He's good. Yeah, he does look really young. They say he doesn't really have good striking defense.
Oh, God.
The other guy
you see it repeatedly.
Man, he takes punches to the face pretty well.
He does, yeah.
I wouldn't like those.
Yeah, those don't look fun.
He's not like any. Oh no!
Yeah, that was what I thought. I was like,
that buckled him, though.
Yeah, he got.
You don't really see guys recover.
Oh my God, he's just taking punches to the face. I think we have oh man.
They say that's what he does.
Really?
Yeah, but if he's going to win this, he needs to get it to the ground. That's his game plan.
Yeah, he's got like
if he's going to stand and trade, he's a sitting duck, man.
I think he had like 41% chance of submission win.
So Hooper's good on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
really
a brown
good.
belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow, it's okay.
I don't know why he's trying to box this whole time. That's not smart.
He is young.
He's just taking punches right to the face.
Hooper looks like the kid
Just
that gets like bullied in like
Yeah,
80s, and
right?
yet he's just badass.
I think Caceres is doing a good job of just not going to the ground and not engaging him.
I need to check my Caceres ownership.
Caceres is like single-digit owned in some contests, though.
Yeah, he is pretty low owned in some contests.
I know I'm overweight, but I definitely have a lot of Hooper. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I have 51%.
Hooper? Yeah.
Here's what I want to see is
yeah, this is kind of what we want.
Well, he's got his back. Was that what you guys saying?
What is this? What do you call this?
That's what you guys are here for.
Well, he's got one hook in.
Yeah, that's the leg or the arm.
Yeah, and as you guys will see in a second, when they climb the back, I mean, what is going on with that? Like, even looking at these guys, it's hard to believe they're in the same weight class.
Hey, what? How about on Fight Island, get rid of the octagon? Just let them go across the whole fucking island. You know what I mean? Like, wherever the fight takes them, they go.
They're gonna have
That
a ring
would
on
be
the
some
beach.
good content right there.
Just someone like shimmying up a palm tree.
Yeah, dropping coconuts on each other. Whatever you find on the island, you can use.
What
It's
kind of
fair
odds
game.
would you get on Penny for finish by coconut?
Hey, we just saw coconut bombs win a fight. So
There you go.
He's gonna be fighting on the island, right? There's no doubt about that.
It's like he has no defense to the face. He just every throw Caceres does or
No, he's getting dribbled.
But the thing is like you said before, he can take a punch on his Dana White Contender Series fight. He literally got beat to a pulp, and he just didn't go out, and he ended up winning.
But why not like attempt to block it?
I couldn't tell you. He is improving though. This is actually better, believe it or not.
So, but it seems like he's content to fight on his feet. He's not going for many takedowns.
And that's the part that I don't like to see is when you know a guy has a wrestling or grappling advantage and they're content to just sit there and box. It's one of the most like aggravating things for me is because his coaches right now should be kind of yelling at him to try to close the distance, get like he was doing before, grind him against the cage, try to take his back, try to take him to the ground. But it looks like he's just going to box for the rest of this round.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a crowd either. Like his coaches should be telling him, and he's just not listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't even hear him.
Here.
What are these kicks?
The kicks have been the low kicks have been pretty like an optimal go to for a lot of people. Well, seems like in terms of I'm pretty much like
Here we go. Brian, would you have throttled down your exposure if you saw a photo of him before?
Yes, I would have started the first round. I would have.
Oh, here we go.
I wanted a lot of them because obviously his last name, but this is not. Well, maybe
there's not enough time to do anything here, though.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Never underestimate a hooper.
Oh, heel hook.
Oh, that might be. No, I didn't get it.
No, there's not enough time. That's what I want to see in the second round, though, is I want to see them because Caceres is a decent grappler himself. He's been submitted like 7 times in his career because he is a little bit risky when it comes to grappling. But I kind of want to see who's the better grappler. So hopefully they take it to the mat in the next round.
Do you still feel good? Like complete honesty, do you still feel good about Hooper right now or no?
I wouldn't feel great about him, but it's about honest to God though, it's about what I expected. This is kind of what we've seen from Hooper is on the feet. He gets beat up. Basically anything somebody throws, he's eating it with his face. And then when it does go to the ground, he usually has a grappling advantage. We haven't really seen that yet. So far it's about what I expected. We'll see.
Unfortunately, from a DFS perspective, there's no points for taking punches directly.
Correct.
Look at this in chat. Glenn Ray Cerrone. I have Hooper projected for 105 to 110. I think you need to redo your model, homeboy. A little high, I think.
Yeah, I think that's high for anybody.
Yeah.
To get 105 at this point, he needs like a second round knockout, or does he need to rack up a ton of strikes and takedowns to even get there at this point?
Hooper, yeah.
Yeah. He would need to rack up a bunch and then get a late second round submission.
Yeah, Caceres could get a monster number though if he just pummels them again, then finishes them at the end of the second.
Yeah, if he gets a knockdown or something and then finishes.
I don't understand why he's trying to trade with him.
Yeah, it's not smart.
I wouldn't.
Caceres isn't like a great striker, but he's clearly better than Hooper here.
So do you think does the UFC, John, do you think view Hooper as, just purely by his age as like an up and coming star where they're trying to purposefully match make for him in a way that like helps build his star?
Not necessarily. They do tend to do that, with Sean O'Malley. That's one thing that they've done. But, I don't know. Caceres isn't like that great. So it's like, it could go both ways. It's a decent test for him. I think it's actually a pretty good matchmaking by the UFC, and I don't say that very often, but it's just a veteran, decent grappler, better stand up than him, just a decent test for him.
The thing that's interesting is if Hooper's better on the ground, he just doesn't seem like he has the strength to bring him to the ground.
Yeah, so
that's
right
like
when that happened, you saw Caceres instantly gave up his back.
So Caceres has been submitted like four times, right?
I think 7 times. I could be wrong on that though.
This must be what Bobby was talking about under his breath that I'm looking at now. Papa Gates has got solo first right now, Martin.
Yeah, solo.
I don't know if you guys look at his lineups, but man, he plays pretty contrarian.
Osimo had a tweet that like 109 of his 150 were complete uniques.
That's pretty good. That's impressive.
Yeah, you're gonna lose horribly, or have a shot at taking it down that way.
Yep.
He's definitely got a shot. Wineland's we got Wineland. So.
Where are you looking at that too, info, Peter?
Oh, Osimo was tweeting. He tweeted a few little. Oh God.
So I don't think it's up yet on Fantasy.
No, I don't think so. Osimo, someone asked him, and he said that he just downloaded the CSV, and I think he's doing it.
He's already working.
The robot is working, but apparently too busy to hop in our live stream.
He's gonna see how many dupes Papa Gates has. This live chat in the crack streams is
just don't, Brian.
I can't stop looking at it.
You got to do what I do, and you go full screen on one of the monitors so you don't have to see the chat.
I'm going in between and looking at the YouTube and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, this show, Lolz, was born with the thesis of removing toxicity in gaming. And if you look at a chat stream on crack streams, it's the most toxic thing you've ever seen in your
Even
life.
though this is free, we should not be supporting it in any way.
No, I can't believe I just gave a free ad to such a toxic enterprise.
Yeah.
Hooper.
Man.
Why is he trying to trade with him, man?
I don't feel good about this.
That's the second time he pulled guard. He just hasn't been able to grapple with him at all.
No, it didn't work.
He's not letting him.
So at this point, he has to get a submission win, right? Because he's not getting a decision.
No, not at all.
Correct.
Yeah, there's only 50 seconds left here.
He's not. Caceres is even entertaining it. He doesn't want to go to the. It's probably why.
He's trying to. Yeah, he's trying to bring him down. I got him down.
He's got 30 seconds to work.
How many official UFC fights did you say Hooper has done before this?
Just one. He made his debut against Tamer, and he won in impressive fashion. But the Tamer brothers aren't really known for how good they are.
Yeah. So this is kind of the new barometer to see where he's actually at.
Yeah, it's a decent test for him here, and it looks like he's failing.
Yeah.
At least.
How do what did you see? Does he come from like a high school wrestling background?
I don't believe so. If he does, I'm unaware of it.
That's crazy. I mean, it's just like how do you at that age end up in the octagon?
He had to drop out of high school just to get in this fight, probably. That's the end of the round, right? So that pretty much, I think that pretty much does it. How much was he?
Yeah. Outside of a submission here, I think he's dead. And he was like 45, 50% owned, depending on contest.
8,500.
Wow.
I'm below the field, but I have Caceres a little above. I'm pretty much shot.
Yeah. I was basically even with the field. Yeah, the minefield and Hooper, my namesake.
Dude. I wonder if Papa Gates can bank this.
It's Papa Gates' world. We just live in.
Probably not with that 85. You're saying just this lineup or his whole?
I probably not. No Nunez, and obviously Wineland's a serious dog, but
Clark hurts him in that second one. Well, obviously
he doesn't have Clark in the one he's in the first place lineup. Oh, you said the second. Yeah, Clark hurts 77.
The more I play this, the more I'm convinced that MMA DFS is just like a paper rock scissors game, just like a kind of complicated paper rock scissors. I mean, seriously, like, okay, you don't want to take the other fighter, basically, except in the 5-round fights, right? So, like, if everyone throws 50% rock, you know, you can beat them by throwing 33% of paper and scissors. It's just way more complicated than that, but you might not even need numbers.
I can't believe we all bet on this guy.
I know, it's pretty brutal. I had 51% too, and I was like, man, I wish I had more Hooper.
Little did you know, you were betting on a 13-year-old.
I didn't know, had no clue what he looked like. I'm assuming he was a white guy, but that's about it. You know, because I'm thinking of Hooper of the Falcons. You know, what's he like, 6'5"?
Austin Hooper. Yeah, no relation here, Brian. No relation.
No relation.
Stanford.
Unfortunately.
Okay, hang on. Let me go back here.
I need another beverage. I'll be right back. That's it.
I'm just more upset we don't get an M&M shout out for Peter here.
I know. We deserve that. I mean, I know this isn't the greatest. I mean, did we bet on like Harry Potter? Like, I mean, come on here.
He just takes punches to the face.
Yeah, that can't be optimal strategy.
It's definitely not good for DK points. Oh, and he kicked him in the nards.
Yeah, like
Barely.
This guy's gonna have serious CTE, Hooper, if he does this for the rest of his career.
Agreed.
Holy shit. He's just teeing off on him.
It does look like he can take a punch, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. I feel like he makes it worse, too, because, like, every time he hits, he gives, like, this massive reaction. Like, other guys will just eat punches. Like, he gets touched, and it's a...
flailing like, about.
Yeah.
If he gets a submission here, what does he even get? Like 50 points? 55?
Well, he'll get 45 for the third round win bonus alone, and then he's probably landed like 20 or 25 significant strikes. So yeah, he'll score like 55 to 60. He won't score well.
16 strikes in the first round, it looks like.
And do you think? How do you think Caceres scores if he holds on?
Big.
Without knowing the numbers, I would think not great, but not that bad either. You know, 7,700, we probably need like 90 for a shot at the optimal. And even then, Patola outscored him at a cheaper price. Yeah, I mean, it would look good for sure. It's just probably not the optimal, especially in the middle.
One knockdown already.
Oh, he did get a knockdown?
Knockdown, takedown, 33 strikes, and that might be first round. So 31.5 in the first.
That's really strong, actually.
You never know with DK, but he needs to finish him, right, to get in the optimal.
With the knockdown helps, but I would think he still needs a finish right now, unless we see a few more strikes here or another knockdown.
Because Clark got 77.5 at 7,200.
Mm-hmm.
And Caceres was how much? Got it right here. 7,700. So he needs to get.
There's another takedown.
By which one? I missed it.
Caceres.
Okay. But he's not going to be able to finish him on the ground, though, right?
Likely no. I don't even know if they'll count it as a takedown. Will they count that as a takedown, John?
It depends, dude. Fight Metric, half of the time they'll count that as a takedown, but because Hooper pulled guard there, they might not.
It looked like Hooper did pull guard, yeah.
It really depends on whatever Fight Metrics is feeling like.
Alex has one perfect lineup going.
All right, back to the drawing board for Chase Hooper.
Yeah, good night, Hooper.
Is CSU screen name on DraftKings CSU?
Yeah.
CSU Ram 88.
Yeah, that's a decision win for Caceres.
Yeah. Oof. Hooper, I wanted to become a mega fan tonight, but you didn't give me what I needed.
Counting money his whole life.
You know what I just realized he looks like? He looks like coked out Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network.
he does kind of.
Yeah.
With longer hair, yeah.
If you would have invented Facebook, you would have invented Facebook. Wow.
Up against
Guys.
6 lineups in the top 100 right now.
So this was the last
was 6?
one before the main card, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Chase. Chase, what you doing, brother?
Chase, why did you take punches to the face without even putting your hand?
I needed him.
Dude, if O'Malley loses, we probably just shut down the stream, guys. I don't think I can take it.
That might be the plan.
I thought you had the nuts.
I thought I did too. It's hard, Brian. I got so much going on. I don't really know where my alliances are.
I know where you're at.
What's that?
I can't tell you, but I see where you're at.
Wait, you see me in the – do I have a lineup in there that you notice?
I see one.
How's it looking? Tell it to me. Tell it to me.
You got
I'll be right back.
Heinisch,
Yeah.
Stamen,
Yeah.
Perez,
Yeah.
Burns,
Yeah.
and 2 fighters remaining.
So that's good, yeah?
That's pretty good. It's because that's what the 4 that Papa Gates has in the million.
Hang on. So what you're telling me is I have a chance to win $1 million.
Probably not. You have a chance to split it for sure.
Can you tell them how duped I am?
Let me.
That was I legitimately asked Osimo to look at my 9 lineups and tell me how duped I am, and dude wouldn't give me a straight answer. All he cares about is Papa Gates' dupes.
12.
It has 12 dupes.
12 dupes.
So hang on, guys. Let's go over here. Oh, first of all, I pulled up some stats on that, but I'm gonna do $1 million.
It's more than $1 million. It's $1 million plus 100,000 plus 50,000 plus 25,000 plus 20,000.
Yeah. So if I ship the milli, I only win 83,000. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you'll win like 100,000.
Shut the stream down.
Okay.
I don't get out of bed for less than 250K.
Baller.
Bobby, has anyone ever stopped you on the street and said, "Are you that guy that won $1 million?"
Couple times, a while back. It's been half a century though. So
Really?
Since that commercial.
no, half a decade. I'm sorry. I'm a little deep, guys. I'm a little deep and been kind of drinking since like noon. So
Nice.
bear with me. Yeah.
What'd you win in it?
NFL.
NFL. A man's sport.
Yeah,
you
Brian.
were in the commercial? Which commercial? I can't. No.
Oh,
I was the guy everyone thought was Dave, but that was Bob.
Which was it? FanDuel?
No, DK.
DK.
Yeah.
If I go, oh, here it is. Let me see.
Yeah, we should not play that commercial.
No, we gotta play that.
There he is.
Oh, that's right.
There's Dink. There's Bobby.
Yeah.
Were you all on your own on that, or did people have pieces of you?
No, it was just me. It was me and my brother.
Oh, so you split it?
Yeah.
I remember that commercial.
Look at that smile.
That handsome smile. Yeah.
There you go.
Smile and all the money. How are we supposed to compete with this guy?
And what are the residual checks like on that commercial, Bobby?
Dude, no residuals.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you sign that away? Because they're supposed to, or maybe it's difference between.
I signed away for a documentary, and then I was pretty much on a commercial. So I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, John. You went to the bathroom. We just were playing Bobby Gomes' greatest hits.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we were watching his old commercial. Bobby goes, "Put it on, please. Show my commercial. Let the people know I won $1 million." I was like, "Fine," and I put it on.
Sounds about right.
Let's see how much. Well, Papa Gates is no longer in first.
Yeah.
That lineup's
The million lineup has Minefield in it, so
it's that's weird.
That'll hold.
God, that Minefield guy really fucked me. He had 39 strikes too. He was at least trying.
Yeah, I was pretty tilted after that fight.
I think those were my two highest, Hooper and Minefield. Wah, wah, wah.
Hooper. Just
So you wanted to stack up on Nunez. Is it Nunez? Amanda Nunes?
Yeah, Amanda Nunes.
Nunez and Fade Hooper and Minefield. It's probably
So that means your boy Sugar Sean, Pete, he's live for the Millie here. If you had a Nunez, Sugar Sean, Burns combo with Patola, Perez, and Heinisch, does that even fit? It seems close.
yeah. Who were my? Oh, I guess you can't see who my fighters are left in that lineup because
yes, I can. Martin and Sun Cow.
Sounds great to me. I want to introduce
Sun Sao. I had problems with that name as well the other day on the show with John.
That's the first time I've even read it. I didn't even look. I put it in my my stat stuff, and
I want to introduce people to Sean O'Malley if they aren't familiar.
all right.
This dude he's special. How would you describe him, John?
I mean, only one word, bro. The GOAT.
He's like a throwback. He's got the like 1970s like Grateful Dead vibe. I mean, he's got sponsorships with weed companies. He does a lot of his own content too. I mean, look at this. It's gonna make me log in to make this. Get out of here. Yeah, I love this guy. He's everything I want in an MMA fighter, which is just like the most chilled out weed head ever.
But he's actually good too. So
He kind of looks like James Franco in Spring Breakers.
Yeah.
The cornrows.
Yeah. I mean, look at this, dude. Got the volcano vape going.
Oh, he smokes weed.
How much do you guys have of them?
Let's see.
I have around 58%.
Okay.
I have 34%, and I'm tailing. I believe it was you, John, right, with the KO.
yeah, I did bet him to win by KO. I'm a little surprised though. You're not 100%, Pete. What's up with that?
See, here's the thing. I bet with my heart, and I just let the numbers shake out for the optimal. So yeah, I didn't overrule the numbers to get more O'Malley, but I was happy to see 34%. I mean, that based on my total exposures, that's still in the top third.
That's about what I have. He's pretty highly owned, huh? 44%.
Yeah. And if he can't pull a Hooper on us, he just can't.
I don't like that verb. Let's call it something else.
Look at this.
I don't know. At this point, I think me and Bob are just rooting for chaos. Try to save some bucks here. Try to save some face.
Yeah.
We should give some credit to Alex before he gets here, so I don't have to kiss his ass. But he had O'Malley at 43% projected own. He was 44, and then he had Nunez at 58, and I think she's exactly 58.
Wow.
58.
It's almost like he knew the answers to the test before.
It's almost like he's the #1 ranked player in the world.
Except in PGA, as we learned, right, Brian?
That is true.
He's creeping up on me now. I don't like it.
Look at this dude. He's a gamer too. What do you look at this? That's a nice monitor setup right there.
Yeah, he streams on Twitch like every day.
So this is another reason why I don't think the UFC is gonna really let him lose this fight, right? Like, get that whole esports backing. They're not really UFC fans. I don't know. I just think that, like you see with Song Yadong, if this goes to a decision, like O'Malley's definitely gonna win this fight. The only way Wineland can win is if he knocks him out, I would imagine.
John, do you know off the top of your head, like what? Because I've only seen a few of his fights and highlights, even though I'm a super fan. But he seems to me like he's a knockout artist. How many of his fights have gone to decision?
I actually don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I know his last few have been finishes, and he's always touting on Instagram like, "Oh, I'm gonna finish this dude in the first or the second or whatever."
Yeah.
But off the top of my head, I don't know. I know his last few have been by finish though.
Okay. Yeah, this guy's a stud.
Yeah, I can actually look that up quick though.
All right, I'm going to run to the bathroom and get another beer, and I will be back.
So, did you both max in a milli or no?
No, just
no. I usually don't max it. I usually play like 20 to 30, somewhere in that range, because I hand build all my MMA lineups.
I feel like maxing it might just be throwing away EV. I'm not sure with the dupes in this large of a field, but Papa Gates is proving me wrong again, so who knows? But what do you guys think of the new captain mode? We've been asking for it for a while.
I haven't played it yet.
Well, in theory,
I don't hate it. It's fine on FanDuel. So I get why DK kind of just implemented it. I'm interested to play it, see how it goes. Not really sure in terms of like, I don't know. John, any thoughts?
is he frozen? He might be frozen.
Yeah, he might be frozen.
Looks like he's just staring off into the distance there.
I really, to be honest, I just like classic. Like I never really like to get in the captain mode too much. Why do you like playing captain mode?
Well, it's not that I like playing anything. I just don't want to have so many dupes.
So many dupes. Yeah, I get you.
It's just tough to get a unique enough to avoid them. And so I would want to have captain and assistant to the regional captain. Personally, and maybe even drop a fighter, because I think that'll up the combos.
I like drop a score. I liked drop a score with NBA. What was it? 2 years ago, a year and a half, last season for FanDuel.
And so Fantasy Draft has drop a golfer, so that's 6 out of 7. But yeah, the difference between FanDuel and DraftKings though is DraftKings does captain mode right, where the captain has a different salary. Right?
Yeah.
FanDuel is the same salary. That's not what you want. You want to increase the field size, so there's more combinations and less dupes. This is what I want. I mean, if everyone disagrees with me in the MMA DFS world, then whatever, so be it. But I don't know why you would want to have that.
John, do you disagree with Brick 75?
No, I'm in the same boat. I haven't really perfected my captain mode strategy. I did play it last week. I was like really confident. Didn't end up working out. I came close, but I don't know. It's a little bit different, but I do like it in terms of like less ties. Like Brian was saying, I do like the fact that the captain costs more. You know, you get the 1.5x. So I think you needed like Jamal Hill as the captain last week, or Daniel Rodriguez. But yeah, I mean, I like the format. I'm not necessarily an expert in it yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, it does. Can you? Because Brian, in this slate, there was 11 fights, right? And in some of our previous fights with the ones dropping out, there was only 10. And I mean, even just the one fight alone just ratchets up the number of possible combinations by a pretty big number.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, think about it. So, like, if you don't take fighters from the same fight, there's 24 players. That's a tiny, tiny field. Even the smallest golf tournaments, they have one a year where that gets down to 18, and that one they change the captain mode. So there's just not enough combinations. Like, for example, Alex tweeted out when that fight got canceled and was on the late slate that there was only like 430 combinations, right, of non-fighters.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that even includes combinations of over salary or so low that you never play it, you know. Although I guess in the MMA there is no never play it. You could pretty much play anything that's under the cap.
Yeah,
because at least you're not going to dupe. I mean, listen too. This is with League of Legends too. The same thing. These sports weren't that popular a couple years ago. League of Legends was non-existent, and MMA was, not that big, right? Like 100,000 prize pool would happen not every time. And now we go ramp it up to a milli maker. So you're going from fields of 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 to what do we have tonight?
117,000. I want to say it was what the total content. Yeah,
and it was that with overlay too. I didn't even look, but 104,300. Like, it's a completely different game. So what once worked in League of Legends and MMA no longer works. Now going forward with the virus ending and everything, or the virus, subsiding.
Breaking news: Brick 75 says COVID is done.
I'm a doctor now too. So I mean, Pete, we bullshit once a week for an hour about multiple topics. Why don't we just add this one to it? So, but like it's with other sports coming back, I'm assuming the prize pools they're probably not gonna do another milli maker, right? Unless things go sideways. Maybe one more, if that. So the field sizes will go down, and then therefore dupes will go down, and maybe it'll just work itself out. But I would still, personal opinion, I would still rather have more combinations.
Yeah. I also think, God bless League of Legends. I mean, when Brian and I started this show 110 episodes ago, that was our sole focus. But I think MMA has the potential to retain more post-COVID DFS players post-COVID than League of Legends does. And I think because it slots into a nice slot. Like Saturday nights, they have a pretty consistent schedule. I mean, what else is it really competing against? It's a good product. It's a fun sweat. I think we could see more milli makers.
So really quick, sorry, but I just did the combinations into Excel. So tonight there was 134,000 combinations, right? A little more than that. So that's more than the field, but the combinations that I just did, the formula I just did, doesn't account for salary, right? So I don't know how many of those are over 50,000 that wouldn't be playable. Probably a significant portion. So you're probably well under that. And then there's also a portion that you would never play. Like you wouldn't play 3 fighters all in the same fight, right? Like there's just like no point to do that. I mean, maybe you could. I guess anything in this milli maker, anything goes.
Right.
But your EV is going to be pretty microscopic, and you're really just trying to win a lot of it. But there you go. So you're looking at I don't know, what percentage of that would probably 25%. So if you take away 25% of that, you're looking at 33,000 lineups. So about 100,000 lineups. Probably take another 10% off, just completely unplayable. So it's under the amount of entries into the contest.
Yeah.
Available combinations, even with a full field.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're going to dupe.
You're going to dupe. Dupe's good. Bobby, because you do a lot of MME, what kind of stuff do you like to do to avoid dupes?
I'll use randomness or just uniques in NBA, and then randomness in, I don't know. I think you could use randomness in MMA. I don't. How do you feel about that, Brick?
I mean, so I say randomness doesn't do anything. It's kind of my feeling on it. Like there's no okay. Randomness does one thing, right? Now I want to do a video on this, but I'll just say it here anyways. So besides, like, obviously clearly mixes up and shuffles the players, right? In, you know, some sort of uniform fashion, which is great. And that's good. And what you're looking for, and I've said this before, so it's no secret, is you want as much diversity without losing any EV. And the quick way to do that is to look at your crunch or optimizer and your worst lineup. How much difference is it between your best lineup? And if it's significant, well, you might want to bring the uniques down and the randomness down because you're probably giving up too much, right? So you just want to keep it as diverse as possible, but without giving up too much of your equity. But randomness doesn't inherently do anything. People think, what is it tonight? 33% randomness? Is it 80% randomness? That's nonsense. That's like pseudo math, right? So whatever you're gonna do, if you do a ton, and I've said this before too, so I always repeat myself. I don't even know why I keep saying this, but like, if you're gonna do a ton of randomness, you got to make sure you're lopping off some of the bottom because there's gonna be a bunch of garbage in there, right? And if you're gonna do less amount of randomness, you know, it's not gonna shuffle as much. You're gonna be heavy on some players and something like that, unless you cap them. But randomness doesn't do anything. There's no math there. There's no game theory there. Right? Other than it just shuffles your lineups for you. Now, there is one thing it does that you can kind of utilize. And so it's like a little trick. You can trick the optimizer to do this, is you could put more randomness on. So you could do this yourself. Say you have two fighters or two players, it doesn't matter, same salary, same projection, and you go in the optimizer and you pump one of them higher randomness and then click crunch. So let's say one of you have 75%, the other you have 25%. You're going to get more the 75% player. What's up, Al?
Yeah, Mr. 175% randomness have just logged on.
See, listen, but even Alex says the same thing. If you're going to use that much randomness, you're going to have to lop off some of these garbage bottom lineups. Otherwise, you're just going to be pumping in worthless, especially in sports with more than 24 players.
Let me give you a formal welcome, Mr. Osmo Alex Baker. Welcome to the Lolz MMA and Friends live hang.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's awesome to join. I'm impressed by how on time everyone was, because I was like, well, Pete said I could join anytime after 8 p.m. I'll probably just take my time, but no, you guys are all ready to go.
Yeah, dude, we've been sitting around. We've actually kind of been silently protesting and not saying anything until you came on. So this is a real boon to the stream.
Man, yeah, that's such an honorable thing to do. That's a great tribute. So on behalf of everyone, I gotta thank you for that.
Yeah. So you just joined in midstream of Brian Hooper going off against randomness, and yet I saw your little strategy video today, and there was randomness galore. Tell Brick75 why he's full of shit and why randomness is all you need to win at DFS.
Well, here's the thing, man, is there were 100,000 entries today, and man, this one lineup, it had 800 different entries, and last time I checked, 1 million divided by 800 isn't very good. So I'm like, anything I do, like any setting you use on any optimizer is going to give you some real chalky lineups. You got to really pump up the randomness to get a lineup that gives you a chance to win 1 million, because I don't want to split with Brian, Peter, Bobby, and John. You know, I want that all to myself.
Yeah, it's pretty selfish of you, really. Because I actually did crunch the numbers early, because Brian told me one of my live lineups was duped 12 times, and I'm perfectly content to win $83,000. You know, so that's the difference between you and me, Alex. You're a hoarder, and I'm a socialist DFS player that just wants to spread the wealth.
Well, I mean, to be fair, your chance of winning 83,000 is probably a lot higher than my chance of winning 1 million. So,
Alex, have you met Bobby and John?
Nah. What's up, guys?
What's up, man? Yeah, no, I think we met at the World Championships like briefly
Oh, nice.
for NFL. Yeah.
I met Osimo at
Yeah, no worries about.
Oh, go ahead. Is your connection dropping?
I was gonna say no worries
Yeah,
about splitting with me and Bob because we played a ton of Chase Hooper, so totally no worries. The million's all yours.
Well, I'm rooting for Felicia Spencer, so fingers crossed.
So you weren't the person that placed the $1 million bet on Nunes that people have been talking about, Alex?
Damn, yeah. I'm not gonna have $1 million until after tonight, so.
Okay, so it's the next slate that you'll bet the $1 million bet.
That's the plan. You gotta parlay your big wins so that you end up with even more money.
How much Hooper did you have, Alex?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm trying not to look. I mean,
you're like me. I don't like to look.
Yeah, I liked what you were saying earlier about logging off your account before the slate starts, because with MMA in particular, as well as CS:GO and LOL, you just never know where you're standing until the last game is played, and they're like played consecutively. So that means you just really have no idea.
Yeah. What do we think about this Eddie Wineland mustache here? Because it's something.
I was waiting for you to say something. What do you think? What kind of action could we get if what if I give you like 4-1 that you have like a month to grow that type of stash? What do you think, Pete?
I need like 500-1. My freshman year of college, everyone was doing like the mustache march thing, and I was still like a prepubescent child, and I had to dye my mustache, my blonde mustache, just to even just show a hint of any facial hair. So to even dream of that would be, it's far-fetched to say the least. I have a better chance of winning $1 million than growing that mustache.
I think that's something that's really underrated by non-males. Of course, most of who are watching this stream right now is that like not everyone can grow a mustache that really just like sprouts out. That's really tough. It requires a lot of talent.
Real men can, but maybe some can't.
Brian, have you been shaving your beard yourself, or have you snuck out to a barber? What's going on?
No, we just opened up, Alex, like 3 days ago or something to allow barber shops, and I'll go next week. I figured it was probably backed up. And the one closest to me shut down because they weren't in business, so.
All right, we got the fight underway here.
Oh shit.
Man,
with the rainbow cornrows.
Who's earliest?
Yo, I'm at like 333. Where are you guys at?
Oh God, I'm 349.
I'm 346. The tides have changed.
I'll try not to give any spoilers.
It's hard not to when you see a guy get blasted.
Like, John, what's your timestamp?
I'm at 325.
Oh,
He's 5 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm at 325 too.
What? Holy shit! That was not what I expected.
Oh wait, okay. How far ahead of you are?
No, he's trolling.
Fucking with us.
He's
Okay.
You got to know his info.
Oh my god! No, he wasn't. Holy shit!
What?
That's
Like,
my
that's-
first time, baby. Stand up, Pete.
No,
Let's go.
Fake.
This guy, all he does is crush.
That came out of nowhere. That was so weird.
I thought you guys were trolling, and that was actually really good. It was reverse spoiler alert.
I feel like I was good enough at keeping bluffs in my range that
It wasn't your range.
Bluffs in your range.
Dude, it turns out that mustache didn't protect him after all.
I just said that.
Oh, my bad.
So
That was-
mustache.
Oh, good night, dude.
This guy O'Malley, man, I'd take a bullet for him.
Oh my god.
He really does look like James Franco in Spring Breakers. It's crazy.
Out instantly too.
He's like a mix of Spring Breakers, like you said, and I feel like you would watch him on Gangs of New York. If you guys remember that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Or was it Leo? Who was in
the
that?
Butcher. You're thinking of the Butcher.
Yeah, the Butcher. That's who it is.
The Butcher, yeah.
How he looks away after the KO. I mean, that is so badass.
Dude, good night.
He's the GOAT, man. We should have went 100%. I don't know what we were thinking.
What is he? How many points does he? Most importantly, how many points does he get?
Well, they'll probably credit him a knockdown there too. So that's, I mean, instantly 100 points plus probably like 10 strikes. So he'll score like 108, something like that, I'd guess.
And Alex has the nuts, of course. I'm looking at his lineups there.
I got 5 over 100 with Spencer.
Yeah.
So if she pulls off an upset, I could be in for a good payday here.
Yeah.
How are you guys, Fern?
He's like, yeah, I'm in a pretty good spot to win $1 million. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, me and Bob are about to start a GoFundMe, so if you want to contribute to that,
Yeah, if we're on the stream, you know, and you win $1 million.
Actually,
Brian,
I need Spencer too, so I'm rooting with you, buddy.
Nice.
I don't know about Brian. I think he was making a poster board that says randomness doesn't matter and was heading to the streets. Oh my goodness. That was sick, dude. I love this guy O'Malley. I mean, he's a superstar. He's a superstar.
Well, if this Sterling guy gets 120 points,
That was a big win.
I'll be all right.
No, I need my boy Sanhagen.
Yeah, Sanhagen. Maybe I need him too. I got a lot of entries. Yeah, Sanhagen wouldn't. Nah, he wouldn't.
And also, shout out to John. I tailed his bet because it was like minus 500 to bet O'Malley, which wasn't too attractive, but the KO is like minus 120. That was a nice bet.
Yeah, I think I got it at 115. Either way, it just seemed really low to me, and that's a good reminder to tweet that out. Let everyone know cash. Thank you.
You gotta take the victory laps.
Absolutely.
I've been betting all of draft sheets lines, but I think I might need to find a new tout after tonight.
He's actually been really good.
I thought Pete's been pretty good. He was doing well.
I didn't check today, but lately he's been like really, really good.
Yeah, he has been really good. How was he today? Because I was gonna bet against him. I'm like, this can't last forever.
Yeah, because he started out hot today, and then did he go cold?
I know he had Clark, so that was a big underdog for him. But I don't remember the rest of his.
I think he started out 2 for 2, and then I know he dropped 2, and I haven't seen since.
No, it looks like he's
Here we go. Sad to report, he is killing it again today.
Yeah, he's doing really well again today.
Well, good thing
Next week is the one.
So I guess we'll see him winning $1 million if he's as good as he claims.
Yeah.
Shout out A Hits Pat right now in first place. He's in we're all in a Discord together.
Awesome subscriber.
Nice.
Man. O'Malley. What a legend. All right. So next up we got Magny and Rocco Martin. What do you got for us, John?
Yeah, so I'm on Magny here. I've seen a lot of people on Anthony Martin. You know, he's actually come through a few times as a dog, but Neil Magny looked really good his last time out. Trains at a strong camp, Elevation Fight Team. Martin's a black belt, so I've seen a lot of people look at like him having the grappling advantage, but Magny has a 6-inch reach advantage on the feet, and Martin keeps his hands really low when he's boxing. So I think Magny's going to have a pretty big advantage there. And then when it does go to the ground, Magny's so much longer. And when guys are so much taller and lankier, usually that helps in the wrestling and grappling department. And Magny is a black belt is a brown belt as well. So I actually bet Magny I actually took him money line here. So I'm pretty confident in Magny. We'll see how it goes.
Holy shit, man. That was great. Where do I get your picks?
Fightnumbers.com. Check it out. It's completely free. Shameless plug.
Yeah, all jokes aside, John's been doing he's a one-man MMA show. He's got the picks. What's that?
Fight what?
Fightnumbers.com.
Fightnumbers.com.
Decent SEO value there. Fight numbers.
Very nice.
And what did you say your tagline was? It was something like everything that the Osmo MMA subscribers wish they were getting.
Definitely not.
Oh,
My site, Osmo 2.0, is going to be called like Osmo.com, only twice as good.
John's too nice. I made him blush with that joke. No, it's Osmo can take that joke. He can. Osmo has come on this show, and all he does is troll us. We try to just get what up.
We got ownership projections on FightNumbers.com.
Are you going to compare?
I'm always low.
Compare 'em.
I'm always low. Mine are not nearly as good. You said Alex was right on with Nunes.
Dude, Alex hit the
somebody
nail
else.
on the head on O'Malley, 43%.
I'm always like, I feel like I have a good general idea, but I'm always like 5 to 10% low, especially in like for the Millie. Amanda Nunes, I think I had her at like 45. She ended up being like 54 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
Do you sum to 100%?
what's that?
Do you sum the total to the total available?
Yeah. I
So-
mean, I try. We'll see how close it is, but
See, Osmo's strategy, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. He puts those out there, and then he tells his subs that if you don't match this exposure, then I'll boot you. And
No,
so then
Pretty sharp. These are pretty sharp.
That's the trick, man. Is everyone's like, how can you make money when you're giving away your picks? So it's like if you know who everyone's picking, then you're in a good spot.
you tell everyone what they should pick, and then you zag. It's a real Galaxy brain move.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yo, one thing. I'm a feminist, but
Oh
like-
God! Oh my
Okay,
God! I don't
so-
even know what you're about to say, but I need to take a
I
step.
like
every time I watch a MMA broadcast, they're always like, and we got two of the industry greats, like Herb Dean, who's the like referee, and the ring girl, like whose name is this? It's like, dude, how do you even compare those two things? Like,
Hang on. I don't know if I know what you're saying. Spell this
Yeah.
out for me.
okay, so like the ring girl will like announce the fight, and then they'll be like, that was, and they'll name the girl, and they'll be like, and our referee is Herb Dean, and they'll be like two of the best in the business.
And you're saying you need some more metrics to show what makes a good ring girl, the best of the business.
I'm just saying, it's like Herb Dean is like a legend, and this ring girl is like replaceable by like any female.
Yeah. Who do you think has more Instagram followers, Alex? The ring girl or Irv Dean?
Damn, that's a good question. I don't know if Herb Dean really has that social media presence.
Yeah. Who would you
It
rather
depends on
watch
the
it?
ring girl.
What's that, John?
It depends on the ring girl, because like Ariane Celeste, Brittany Palmer, like they have a bunch, but some of the lesser known people might not have as much as Herb Dean or some of the other famous refs.
Yeah, I mean they do they like do you know, John? I mean you're deep in the MMA. What's the selection process like for the ring girls?
That I cannot speak to, but Brittany Palmer is by far my favorite.
I might have to go follow her on Instagram and
Why don't you bring her up there, Peter?
Yeah, Brittany Palmer is really easy on the eyes. Looking at her, pulled her IG up.
would you say she's one of the best ring girls though?
Oh, for sure.
She carries a sign like no other.
I might be able to make this happen. Is this
Yeah, dude. No.
is this her?
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, she's the one on the left.
Holy Jesus! Okay.
Hey, keep it in your pants, Brian.
We're off the rails here, Peter. What are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, we're off the rails. I mean, are you interested in some sweet sweat?
This is MMA related.
This is very loose. Are there any other Instagram accounts you guys? How many Instagram? Okay, so she has 1.1 million followers. Who is Osmo? Who is the guy you said was a legend?
Herb
Dean.
Herb
Dean.
Dean. Herb
He
Dean.
probably has like 20K or something
Why does
like
he even
that.
have Instagram? Oh, he
I think
does.
it's settled. He's got
Oh,
he's got 1/10 of the followers of her. So Osmo, you really have you've blown it.
I'm going to take the L on this one.
I think she deserves a side action article written about her coming up.
It's not a bad idea. We always like to showcase women who are very successful in the sports industry, like Brittany Palmer.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at fightnumbers.com late line movement. Did you update the? Hey, it's not like you control the Steam. Did you update this today?
Yeah, I update it usually around noon. I think today I did around 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I would do it more closer to lock, but I just don't have enough time when I'm building lineups and answering questions. So it's a little bit outdated, but most of it is pretty accurate.
Yeah, you have to automate it to get it to work because the fight you're not going to sit there every 30 minutes and do it. But it looks like a lot of fights the Steam went the wrong way.
Yeah.
So the money went away from Perez. He won. The money went away from Steeman. He won. Hirsch stayed even. The money went for Hooper. He lost. I'm sorry. Yeah. Money went towards Hooper. He lost. O'Malley went to O'Malley. He won. These other guys haven't fought. In the first two, it went away from Minefield. So it looks like it's, 2 out of 6 for Steam.
Yeah, and the only thing, like, for Perez, like, it may have went away from him on the money line, but his inside distance line moved like 100 points in his favor. So that was something I probably should have taken more into account. I didn't have enough Perez.
His what went? Oh, his inside distance went up, but his actual money line went down. Yeah.
So I think his inside distance line closed at like 2.5 to 1 or something like that, and it opened at like 3.5. Just off the top of my head, I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Yeah. Which fighter was that again? Perez?
Alex Perez, the
Perez,
one.
Alex.
He scored 124. Yeah. So I should have weighed it more when I was building.
Yeah, his inside distance did go up 80 points, 80 cents, but he lost 20 cents on being the favorite. That's strange. I wonder how liquid these markets are. I imagine there must be a ton of money on them right now. There's like not a lot else to bet on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I know for the last pay-per-view card, they like broke records. I think Bovada and another book tweeted out that that was their most bet on anything for the month of 2020 or for the year 2020.
So, like, you guys probably all know, a lot of people who don't bet sports don't know that, like, the Super Bowl, there's a lot of opportunities where the lines don't match up, like the spread and the money line don't even out, because it's like one of the
so much money's coming in.
So much money's coming in. They're just trying to break even at that point instead of when they usually do pick sides and just play the sharp bettors, or if they're a retail book, they copy the sharp books. Maybe they're just taking so much action. Seems unlikely that they're taking Super Bowl action, but that where something like that can happen, where the odds of inside distance go up.
Well, let me ask you guys something. Is like the odds are driven by market demand, and who the hell bets that a fight won't finish in inside distance, right?
Well, I don't think the markets, especially on penny, are not driven by market demand. They're driven by their sharp bettors and profiling specific players. And retail books just copy penny and bookmaker. The only times that they ever just balance the money is when there's the hold is so huge, like on the Super Bowl, that they just take the hold and try to.
Yeah, but if like 80% of the money is going on,
they don't. It doesn't matter. If all the squares, 80% of them are betting the wrong side of the bet, and pennies or bookmakers profiled bettors are slamming the other side, they won't budge. They'll take action. Sometimes they'll bet on other books to buy off their own, to limit their own risk. So, like, let's say they got Nunez, whatever, minus 500, but they don't want to budge on it. But another book has better odds. They could lower their risk and buy back some of their own money. So even bookmakers are betting with each other. And sometimes sharps are doing the same thing. But no, I'd be happy to be told wrong. But everything I've studied, the sharp books move on sharp money, and there's only a few of them, right? Bookmaker and Pity, because they won't kick off the sharp bettors. They use your information to set the opening lines, and then everyone else just copies them.
And are you saying that is volume independent, or that the sharp money indicates those are larger bets, which aren't going to be affected by a lot of smaller bets?
It can be volume independent. I'm saying they profile their bettors and move only on their information and whatever their internal bookmakers do. So like they have a whole outfit at Penny, right, and Bookmaker that's coming up with this information
but you're saying there's not a number that would be a volume of like just square bettors just hammering a side that would not get them to move off of that position?
Yeah, it's Super Bowl numbers.
Wow.
Well, I think well, first of all, I think the optimal number just has to be within the two lines. And if 80% of the money is coming in on one side, then they might as well put all the rake on that side.
No, not if you're getting 80% square money. Then you just take your equity. They're just betting bad numbers. I mean, if you're going to go broke as a book, but these huge ones, the market makers, they're not going broke. They know exactly what they're doing.
So you're saying that the book is willing to take on the liability because they think they're getting it in good.
Yeah, they gamble.
Yeah, if you read, there's a book by Michael Koenig, I think is the author. He wrote a book called How the Sharp Monies Beat Vegas Out of Millions or something like that, like a really clickbaity title. But it's actually really interesting. And basically it said exactly what Brian's talking about is basically they'll open up opening lines to only a subset of people who are sharp. And basically they use their action to formulate the line that they'll release to the public. And then a lot of times, like he was saying, they'll bet with other bookies that might have a different line if they think that their action is sharper than theirs. So, I mean, if that is something that you value, if that, Michael Koenig, supposedly has a strong history, ties with Billy Walters and those guys in Vegas. So if you think that that's accurate, then I would side with Brian on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's called discovery, right? The opening lines are where they set the limits low, right?
Virgin lines,
and the sharp bettors slam them, and they start adjusting based on the profile of their bettors. Peter, you just read a book that talked about it.
What?
Didn't you just read Ed Miller's book? You told me.
No, but like I understand that because there's. What we're talking about is like the two ways the books makes money, right? Because if they balance a perfect book or they balance the action on both sides, they're going to make money off of their rake. And then what you're talking about is that their risk tolerance, depending on the book, might vary, and that they're willing to take on. The question is how much tolerance are they willing to take on?
This is also small books. So I knew a bookmaker in Canada.
Just like your girlfriend in Canada too, right?
It's Alex's girlfriend. I knew a bookmaker in Canada, and so most of these retail books, they copy the market makers, and they don't budge their lines. And if you slam them for $5K, then you win, you're gone. Right? It's not Bovada is not like a market maker, right? Bet online might be a little bit. Five Dimes has been in probably some sports, but yeah, whoever opens their lines first. Price discovery happens. They set the limits small. They profile their bettors, and that's where the lines come up. Then the retail books copy them, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, so they don't move them. They move them when Penny moves them.
And here's the thing, is like if we're talking about this inside distance line, for example, like the odds for Felicia Spencer to win inside distance on Pinnacle are plus 545. The odds for no are minus 910. Now that's a range of like 10 to 20%. It's like not quite 10%, but I'm just saying that if they feel like the real number is closer to minus 910, like they're going to really hammer the bettors. They're betting yes because there's more of them, and sharp bettors aren't going to bet this line as long as it falls within the bounds of where the true number lies. I'm not completely following you. So like, yeah, if
but like you're saying that then they themselves don't know where the Q number lies, but they
No,
do.
one thing is like, say I know there's an 18% chance of a KO inside distance.
Yeah.
And
Right. And these are tiny markets, so the hold's going to be huge.
so what I'm saying is I would put all the rake on the bettors that are betting for it to happen, because I feel like there's more of them. So I have the no line be as close to the real number as possible.
You run the bet.
Yeah. So like so in these smaller markets, first of all, that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about like sides in major sports, sides and totals, money lines, huge money involved. In the smaller markets, if you do stuff like you're doing, they usually just offer them as like boutique betting, bring in squares. And if you hammer them, so they're not really paying attention to them as much. And if you hammer them in the way you're talking about, and let's say you're right, they're going to boot you, or they're going to limit you, especially in props. So like, but yeah, sure. Theoretically, I guess in those smaller markets, they might they might be moving the lines without sharp money coming in on it, theoretically. But they're never going to get so big that they're scared, because they're small markets anyways. And usually the max, even their price discovery is even smaller, and the cap on that market's even smaller. You know, what are they going to give you? $500 limit, $1,000 limit on some of these. So they don't give a shit. They're just out there to bring squares into the market. But on the huge, I mean, look at the penny holds, Alex, on major sides in major sports. They're going like 2% or whatever. Like they're going tiny holds. There's no wiggle room there. Like they know exactly what they're doing, and they're not moving it because of public money. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, my argument was never that they move it for public money. It's just that the rake is heavier on one side than the other.
Okay, that's true. Now, how do you try to figure that out? Do you know?
I mean, it's not something I really like try to do, but it's like whatever side is going to be more popular is going to be the side that's raked more heavily on it too.
Small market, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a problem that people don't realize when they adjust lines and try to use it in their DFS process. Is you don't really know where they're putting the vig. It's not necessarily. Let's say the hold is 5%. It's not necessarily 2.5 on whatever one fighter and 2.5 on the other. And it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. I don't know if there's a way to figure that out. There probably is, actually. But
yeah, that's why I never bet on Rogue Warriors, because I mean they're always juicing that line super hard.
Did you see Royal never get bribed? Had a dominating win last night.
Oh man, yeah, Betty had a pretty good performance for once. That was crazy.
I saw you took second, buddy.
Oh, thanks, man.
You missed the first round with my rant.
The guys, Matt he's sick of your guys' sports betting in the weed stock. He wants me to spice this up. I don't know. I'm going to pull out a rubber chicken here in a second.
What does that mean? I don't know if I want to be around for this.
Well, let's just say this stream is about to be NSFW.
Or do you? Who would watch this stream who doesn't like sports betting? I mean,
but like, because what you're talking about too is that they might not adjust the line, which the square bettors aren't necessarily going to notice because it's the same line, but they just keep slowly moving the juice a few percentage points. So they get the same action they would because the square bettor isn't even really factoring in the juice. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like they're just burning those people as much as they can. And they know no one's betting no's that are minus 910 because that's like a really unentertaining bet to make.
Yeah. All right, John. What are we seeing here? You said you were on Magny?
Yeah, so I was on Magny. I think he actually lost the first round. One thing, I thought his jab would have more success. It's actually the front leg kick for Magny that's really finding a home against Martin here. But Martin keeps walking forward, so we'll see. I think Martin won the first round. Hopefully Magny can do something here because it seems like he's losing this fight so far.
And remind me, in my illustrious MMA career over the past 3 months, I remember Magny from a while ago. What was the last time we saw him?
So we saw him a few weeks ago. He fought Jinglong Lei. I think it was back in February or March. He was a big underdog there. It was the first time he fought in a couple of years, coming off a Ponzinibbio knockout, and he was like a 3-1 dog. He actually looked really strong in that. Took him down a few times. Scored pretty well on DraftKings too, and just looked really good. So I thought we'd see a little bit of a better version here against Martin, but like I said, he's losing this fight so far. So we'll see if he can turn it around.
Yeah. And what's Martin's pedigree?
He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's won since moving to this weight division. He's won all but one fight, and I'm not super high on him. It seems like he was a popular underdog pick this week. The line moved a decent amount in his direction. I think he closed at like a 115 or 120 underdog, and he opened a decent size bigger than that. So we'll see what he does here. But I'm not super impressed by him. You know, he's kind of just an okay striker. He likes to put pressure on his opponents, and he's been doing that here. I was hoping that Magny would use his range a little bit better. He's a lot longer. But it seems like Martin's actually having a little bit more success on the feet, which is surprising.
Yeah. And it looks, based on the odds, that it was pretty close. They both had similar odds for knockout and to win, but a decent discrepancy in their salary.
Yeah, I think it was like a 2-1 to end in a decision, and that's kind of what I'm expecting regardless of who wins. So I think it does go the full 3.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there we go, Magny. Hopefully we see some Magny takedowns and pressure here.
No. What, Martin?
Oh, do you need Martin, Brian?
I need Martin too.
Oh, damn it! I'm on an island over here.
Yeah, I'm a Bobby.
I bet Magny to win, so I'm sweating this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with both people because I tailed John's bet with Magny on the money line, but I have more Martin in DFS.
Oh. He was giving it to you, man.
What time are you on, John?
1:30.
1:35.
Okay, they're 5 seconds ahead of us, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Oh shit!
No, hey, you're balancing your range. We know it.
How far ahead of it looks? Damn it! How far ahead?
He got me so good with the O'Malley. I wasn't ready for it.
That was real though, wasn't it? Or no, he faked it.
It was real. Yeah, no, he had it, but this time it was fake. See, I'm onto him. Alex fancies himself as a former poker player, but I just see right through it.
Got a Nash equilibrium. This up here.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a bluff then, right? That was a bluff.
Don't fall for it.
This one's not that exciting.
I mean, he did connect there a couple times.
Maybe we should bet on it, Peter. The next one.
Yes.
John, you said Martin won the first round?
Yeah, this might be 1-1. We'll see if Magny can get off the cage here. This might be 1-1 after this round.
What has Maggie done this round? Nothing.
I mean, not much, but neither did Martin. He landed a couple pieces there, had Martin on the run.
Yeah, but I have Martin in my DFS lineup, so I think that should be taken into account.
I guess the subjective nature is coming into play.
I don't know. We'll see it. He didn't really.
I mean, I don't get it when people are trying to do the judging on Twitter, because it's like you never know who these judges are and what motivations they have, because that seems to be a really important piece of the puzzle.
Have you?
Yeah, and everybody's super biased too. Like whoever they played in their lineup, they're like, "Oh, it was such a clear 30-27." I'm like, dude, your guy lost 2 rounds. Come on now.
Yeah. I was surprised though. There was that fight with Derek something. I have such a short-term memory, but
today,
he won.
Clark.
Devin Clark, yeah, he won 30-27 by one of the judges' scorecards, and I didn't get that at all because he
that was bogus. Right? He clearly lost the first round. Yeah, you might be up 2 rounds here, Brian. I didn't realize Martin had a takedown that round.
Okay.
That might be the difference.
What's the takedown? Is that 10?
It's 5. It's 5.
Knockdown's 10, right?
Yeah, knockdown's 10. That
he
he's
had
got
to
to
take
do
down the
something
beginning of the
here.
round. Oh, maybe
I
we
heard
can get
Alex got, couldn't remember a player's name. You guys got to remember, he's a League of Legends expert.
Yeah, if you asked me about tonight's game with Vici Gaming, I'd be able to name every member of the team.
What's the? Oh man, I haven't registered.
What?
Registered for what?
I was gonna say he doesn't remember Devin Clark's name, but he knows Teacher Ma's birthday over there.
I mean, Alex, how's that LCS chair still treating you?
It's good, man. I've been
I
growing
almost had
into
a
it.
takedown.
My ELO is steadily increasing.
Where did it take?
No, he almost had it. He caught the fence.
Neil.
These smaller UFC arenas in the Apex.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why they got playing Fight Island and just let it happen.
Let it go. Yeah.
June 27th. That's the first Fight Island card.
No.
Coconut Bomb's going to be on the Fight Island on one of these Fight Island cards, right?
I hope so.
John, what is the quickest turnaround that you can see for a fighter? Like how quickly and how much camp do they need in between fights?
So you've seen a couple quick ones lately, right? Like with the weird stuff with Corona, like Brian Kelleher, we saw him fight Hunter Azure literally 2 weeks ago, and then he turned around and fought this week. Kevin Holland was literally going to break a record and fight back-to-back cards until he hurt his shoulder and pulled out. So I think now is actually the quickest turnaround that we're seeing from some of the fighters, just because the UFC is so desperate to put on fights. Because basically, if you guys didn't know, they have a big contract with ESPN. They have to put on X amount of fight cards in order to get paid their big bonus or whatever it is. So they've been pretty desperate to put on cards, and not a lot of fighters that are based in the US are able to fight on a short notice. So they've been more willing to let guys fight back-to-back cards or every couple weeks or whatever. So I think this is the most active we've seen just since I've been following the sport over the last 5 years or so.
How desperate are the UFC? Because how hard would it be to make the jump from amateur to pro right now? Because I know Peter, he's been posting some pictures of some weight training, and I saw UFC gyms in his Instagram. So, Peter, are you making an announcement on the stream tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to wait until later, but yeah, so I have been watching Chase Hooper tape, and I thought, why not me? And Dana White, if you're watching, this is me formally announcing I am eligible for Fight Island, UFC, and let me know. I'm here.
Opening line, Chase Hooper plus 115. He overs that.
So right now, John, I weigh before all these beers, I was I think I weighed myself this morning. I was 186. What weight class could I realistically, what should I aim for?
I mean, you probably have to cut at least like 30 pounds. Just being realistic. If you fought at 185, I mean, I honestly, honest to God, I think you would die. I'm not even being sarcastic.
I gotta cut
the dudes that fight at 185 like are actual.
What was Minefield at? He was at like 185, right? No.
He's at 205, but 185.
I mean,
Coconut Bombs and Charles Bird. Those are the guys you'd be fighting if you fought at 185.
Okay.
Wait, what about Fight Island where there's no ring and he could run? He's a runner.
I shimmy up the palm tree.
Get a decision.
Strategy.
Dude, Peter would turn into Pita.
Oh my! John, make a line for me. Okay, Peter Overzet versus Amanda Nunes.
Oh, come on. Amanda Nunes is the GOAT, the pound for pound GOAT. I'd put Amanda at like minus 2 million.
What?
Yeah.
I agree with that line. She would destroy me.
I would. Chase Hooper is like, if Pete can cut down to 145.
If I can drop 40 pounds.
Why does he have to cut? He's not the professional. Just let him fight at 180.
How about Chase Hooper gains 40 pounds to fight?
All right, I'm trying to think. Okay, if you fought at 155, I'm trying to think of a really like. Wait, did
Okay.
Magny just finish?
John,
That's
Chase.
going to be Martin. Maggie
Magny
got him
just
late,
finish?
but
Nah, it's decision.
So, John, you're
I
saying
think it's gonna
Chase
go
Hooper
to
would
decision.
lose to Amanda?
Chase Hooper, I think would lose to Amanda. Yes, I think she knocked him out.
I'm not subscribing to. No way.
You don't think so?
how would Brian Hooper do against Amanda?
She would beat the shit out of me, and like,
She would beat the shit out of Chase Hooper.
and the
Chase
problem is,
Hooper has no defense.
away from her because I'm not in shape like Peter is. So I'd lose on both locations too.
I'm with John though. I think Nunes, and because okay, John, speak on how much does experience and technical experience come into this?
I mean, it obviously comes into it, but like in that matchup, Chase Hooper, we literally saw he's a punching bag. Like Amanda Nunes slept Chris Cyborg. Like she would literally put Chase Hooper to sleep. Not just to sleep, she might put him in a coma.
She weighs 10 pounds less than he does. You're insane. There's no way.
What's Nunes?
What is 10
What's Nunes'
pounds?
height?
What's 10 pounds?
Yeah. In terms of power, Chase Hooper has no power.
Break.
Alex, which side are you on here? Nunes or Chase?
Honestly, like
You're a feminist, we know, but
I don't like to do these equivalencies, but I would like to see Brian Hooper take on Ronda Rousey.
She beat the fuck out of me too. I'm not.
I just want to see it.
Yes.
who do we get? Magny there?
Oh wow,
They gave it to him.
Dude,
We're hot now, Peter. We're hot.
There we go.
that's tilting. I imagine if you log on Twitter right now, you'll see some toxicity.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
Twitter's gonna be pretty.
I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like the judges weigh the third round so much more than any other round, and they're not supposed to do that. Like right there, you could make an argument Martin won the first 2 rounds, but Magny like kind of dominated the third, and they just gave Magny the decision.
Neither of those guys were going to be in the optimal, anyways, though, huh?
No,
No,
I
that
just
was
had a bet on
scoring.
Magny.
Never say never. I mean, Fight Metric always has some cards up their sleeve with the scoring here.
That is true.
No, that's true.
Dude, that guy who won on leg kicks last week got like 130 points or something crazy. That was insane.
Yeah, Gutierrez.
Peter, do you think we should put the live stream URL into the Crack Stream chat? Bring some of them in here.
Let's bring some toxicity in here. Do you think Brian, those guys would have an opinion on who would win in a fight between Hooper and Nunes? They might have an opinion.
Agree with me.
They would. That's why you want to bring them in.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised by that. Chase Hooper, Amanda Nunes, and you are like confidently on Chase Hooper after what we saw just happen to him.
That was totally brutal. That was bad. Now you got me thinking, but I honestly think the line would be like -400.
I think I got Hooper too.
-4. What?
And
I wish this fight would happen because I would bet a decent amount of money on this.
I think once you guys watch Nunes tonight, you might change your tune.
That is true.
let's say let's say like the 110th best tennis player versus male tennis player versus Serena Williams. Who would win that?
The 110th male tennis player.
No shit. Yeah, of course.
Probably,
Yeah.
but I think it's a little bit different though in UFC.
Well, this guy's probably better than the 110th fighter in the 145 class and 10 pounds
What's
more.
new? Sorry, what's Nunez's height?
I don't even know. 5'6", 5'7".
She's 135.
I would
Hooper's
generally
like
agree with
5'11".
Brian with
5'8".
with most fighters, but when you combine how young he is, how inexperienced he is, and how thin he is, like
the thing is, like power wise, Amanda Nunes has more. She's better defensively. She's a black belt, and Chase Hooper is a brown belt. Like she literally has every
She has.
I mean, the fight will never happen, so it doesn't matter. But I max bet Amanda Nunes in that fight.
So would you take the 110th ranked tennis player versus Serena Williams, or would you take Serena
I
Williams?
probably would, but like I said, I think UFC is a little bit different.
Why? There's more of a physical advantage in UFC, weight and strength.
Right, and that's why I lean Amanda Nunes.
I'm not seeing any strength from Chase.
What is wrong with you guys? How come I'm the only guy fucking saying this? Is it because it's the guy?
Yeah.
No,
it's
I feel like I'm on an island here. They're on your side.
No,
What
they're
are-
silent, man. I want somebody chirping with me here.
How about Brittany Palmer versus Katie Bell?
versus
Katie
Palmer max
Bell?
bet.
I'm taking
Max
Katie
bet.
Bell because she looks like she's 8 feet tall. She's got some thickness to her on the bottom.
Have you ever seen that when Bill Zarian comments on her photos? He always does the giraffe emoji. He calls her a giraffe.
Yeah.
He's nagging her still.
Oh man.
I see. This is the thing. This is what I'll say about, like, I think Brian is generally right, but I literally think in the specific case of Nunes versus Hooper, I would bet Nunes.
It's just because you saw Hooper get punched in the face repeatedly without even trying to stop.
He's like
Well, that's what he
104 pounds
does.
and a 16-year-old boy. Like, Nunes
That's
would
how he
Just need
fights.
someone to say, "Hey, dude, block it. Don't take it to the face."
I mean, one of the
That's the
other.
thing, though. Like, even if you think he could survive on the feet, she's a better wrestler. She's a better grappler. Nunes, Argo swag. Nunes is bigger and stronger and more skilled. There we go. I got some backup here on Nunes
She's not
Island.
bigger. She's shorter and weighs less.
They're both. They
I'm gonna go
both
with
weigh in at
Brian.
140.
I mean, give me a fucking break. This is so stupid. Like if you like when fighters go up and down a class, it's like a big fucking deal. And you'll write an article on it.
Oh, you
But
froze.
like this girl weighs 10 pounds less than him, and it's no big deal. No, whatever. She's got more skill. No fucking way. Come
Brian, if Nunes isn't that amazing, why is she minus 1 million in the main event tonight?
Because that dude bet $1 million on her, and the public moves money.
Well, Argo Swag has spoken. He's voicing what
I mean,
we
at
all
least I
want.
have Argo swag on my side.
You have everyone on your side. No one has voiced an opinion on my
No,
side.
Bob's
Bobby's
on
on your
your side.
Bobby
side.
did. Thank you, Bobby. All right.
Bobby's a classic
And
misogynist.
Alex has remained
Alex, yeah,
eerily
Hunter
silent.
has
on
a
this.
brand he has to protect, and Alex has a website he owns, so they can't comment on it.
What about me? What about me, Brian? What
Bobby
do I have
already
to
won the
protect?
Millie. He doesn't give a shit. He can tell it like it is.
Where I was going to take this is the WNBA is supposed to come back July 24th, and then the NBA is supposed to come back July 31st. Why not just bring them both at the same time versus each other?
John probably thinks it's a coin flip.
Oh, don't even start. Don't even start because basketball and UFC fighting are entirely different
More
worlds.
advantage towards a male.
Well, here's the one thing about UFC is that when it comes down to the decision, anyone can win.
Let's not forget who Brian Hooper is, whose corner he's in right here.
Can we get Amanda flexing with the belt over her shoulder, please?
Yeah.
This is totally biased. Biased pictures against my argument.
All right. So, do we want this, or do we want this? This or this?
Oh man.
Come on. I mean,
Now, if she loses to Felicia Spencer, I have the reserve. I reserve the right to change my opinion on the topic. Thank you.
no, John. That's not how you win debates. We dig in our heels and we do not surrender any ground.
I just asked the guys in the Crack Stream chat, and they all agree with me universally. All right, and that is definitive.
Yeah. The crack stream, guys.
Well,
Okay.
tell them to come on this video chat and defend their positions.
We would get banned from Periscope and YouTube in like 5 seconds, and we brought those guys on.
Because I am willing to embrace chaos right now. If anyone in the chat would like to come hang, I will give you 5 minutes on the stream. If you prove yourself worthy, I might allow you to stay. If you prove yourself unworthy, I reserve the right to boot you whenever you want. Voice your opinions in the Periscope chat, and I might DM you the link to join the stream.
Or YouTube.
Or YouTube. So yeah, Brian, let me know in the YouTube because I can't see those chats.
The YouTube's just all Osmo.com, guys.
Yeah, what yeah, give us
in there, Renpack's in there.
Give us some updates from the YouTube chat. What am I missing over here?
Max Cooper says, I kind of agree with Brian. It would be at least a lot closer than they think. I think he means John.
I don't think he'd blow him out. I think he'd be competitive. I think she'll win, though.
Renpack says, did you guys hear someone drop the milli on Nunez minus 600? I think we talked about that already, right?
Yeah, we mentioned it. Yeah, someone made $1 million bet minus 600 on Nunez.
Jake says, is Katie Bell the ring girl for the main event?
Alex missed that question. I think that's his girl.
No, he responded to it in the chat. He said she's even better than Brittany Palmer.
Here's a question for you. Katie Bell, she does sponsored posts. How much do you think she gets paid for a single sponsored post?
Do you know the answer?
I don't. I have some educated guesses. But we got to get the Katie Bell foremost expert in here. Osmo, we're doing a question of how much we think Katie Bell gets paid for a single sponsored Instagram post, an ad.
Trick question. She only posts what's worse than a heartbreak.
I thought you were going to say trick question. She only posts content she truly believes in. I think with her followers, I think she's getting anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 for a single ad post.
Damn. I was gonna look into it and see if she could pump up
for a single post.
Yes,
a million
smoking dust. She'll probably get like 5 to 10K on a single post.
Dude,
John, you're wrong on this.
Not even Brittany Palmer gets paid that much per post.
Those girls make bank. Like I've heard, like Kylie Jenner legit can make $1 million for an Instagram post for a single.
Just removed from the Forbes list. Kylie Jenner, right?
But doesn't she have like 1 billion followers? Like, what does Katie Bell have? Like 1 million? Not even?
I mean, if you're going to make me go to Katie Bell's Instagram, I guess we can do it.
I would put the line at like 650,000.
She has 2 million followers.
Oh, I'm way off.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why.
Yeah, why would she?
Who would it think?
Alex is looking at these, goes, seen it. Already seen it.
The thing I don't understand about the thirst trap accounts is like who would buy products that are being promoted by one of these accounts?
I mean, like women who want to look and feel like Katie Bell.
But I feel like the thirst trap like element doesn't make sense there. Usually it's like the fashion thing or whatever.
Yeah. So like that. So like I think what he's saying is like, so we look at it and we subscribe because she's hot, but then they sell the product to girls.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up, is what he's saying.
I'm saying that her demographic is probably evenly distributed in males and females. I don't think it's as skewed as you think.
Then the question is why? Like why? I mean, okay, Katie is a very inspiring figure, but there's some other ladies out there that aren't so scrupulous.
Oh my god!
You've sold me. I agree with you. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
All right, Chase Hooper, or Katie Bell.
Like a thirst trap game, I would Katie Bell. You know, if you're playing her sport, he loses all day, all night, and all day.
Damn.
What's worse than heartbreak? Rostering Chase Hooper on this MMA slate.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to twist the knife like that.
And that decision there that didn't help either. That last one.
Yeah. John,
643 is going to hold up for the millie.
Is that what it's at right now?
43.5.
Who's got it right now?
Well, A hits Pat, although I call him S.
Dude, he might be the best MMA player in the industry right now. A hits Pat.
How dare
every
you?
Every week.
He's had a good like year and a half. And
Yeah.
I mean, but who can't string together a good year and a half? I mean, come on.
That's true.
Do it for 10 years and then we'll talk.
That's true. He's doing something right.
This is where I throw it to John Kelly for the breakdown. John's nice big couch. What do you got here?
You know what happened? You put those Katie Bell pictures up. The kid runs straight to the bathroom. Put two and two together here, guys.
We got him all horned up.
Yeah, he's already excited.
He's all excited.
Throw a bunch of Katie Bell pictures at him.
Yeah.
He needs to calm down.
Yeah.
Yo, if we can't get some net likes for showing those Katie Bell pictures, then what are we even doing?
Yeah, seriously.
This Aljamain Sterling guy's going crazy in the ring.
Oh yeah. What do we got? What kind of exposure are we looking at? I mean, I'll go first. I
have him at 37.
All right, I'm 36% Sterling. I'm 24% Sandhagen.
Alex
Yeah,
doesn't.
Where am I at with Sandhagen?
All right, we got Katie in the chat saying this will be the best fight of the night. John, do you agree?
Sandhagen, I'm around 50.
I don't know. There's been some good fights at top. I thought this would be the best fight of the night. This is the one I'm most excited about, but there's been some good ones.
It looks like Sterling is like a bigger dude, but it's tough to tell sometimes.
No,
Like
he is.
135.
He carries a little more muscle on him.
Dude, this one's gonna be quick.
Is this a big fight for you, Alex?
I honestly don't
Come
know.
on, Corey. Come on, Corey.
Oh, am I Allen? No.
Okay, I guess I need
Fight
Sandhagen.
it, Corey. Fight it, Corey.
I feel like this was a higher paced fight.
Oh no!
tonight,
What's going on
so
here?
This doesn't look
Yeah,
good.
Sandhagen's a higher paced fighter, right, John?
Yeah.
What time do you guys got? What's your clock?
408.
Okay.
358.
356.
it's
Damn
over
it.
on mine.
Bluff. I'm betting bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a love.
Wow.
If Corey reverses
Oh, it
this-
might be.
You know what
Oh,
this?
it might
You know
be.
what this reminds me of?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
It's
that
over.
might be it.
This
That's
reminds
it.
me
He's
of
under.
if Chase
He's
Hooper
under.
was fighting Amanda Nunez, and Sterling would be Chase Hooper.
Oh, dude.
Dude, this is brutal.
Yeah, this is over. He's got tap.
Wow. Game.
Okay, that was fast.
Dude,
Uh,
the thing that sucks about these quick KOs is then you're waiting like 15 minutes through videos to see any action.
Well, no, all we do is we come up with a male and a female UFC fighter and we debate who would win, and it'll just fill all the time in between.
Yeah. half the crowd stays silent though. It's,
Brian is trying to rally the troops. You had Bobby on your side, but Bobby just wasn't speaking up. Bobby, you
I
gotta
had one.
I was on his side. Yeah, I was on his side. I thought Nunez probably too small for
That's
Hooper.
why Bobby's won the millie. All right,
Oh,
got smarts like that. What do you guys think of this, Alex? What do you think about this? What if they adjust the win by round, like based on time?
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me based on the popularity of GLA. Like, people love that. That was the greatest invention of the COVID DFS era.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. But no, I mean, it's not like it would update as quickly as MMA updated.
Yeah, I'm just joking. I think that it'd be cool if it gave you a flat point per minute or something.
Yeah, like a flat point per minute, or a little bit, every 5.
One of the
Every
biggest injustices in MMA DFS is a fighter that just wins in a minute is scored less than a fighter that wins in like 4 minutes 59 seconds every time.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so you do like 110, in the first 10 seconds or something, first minute, I don't know, and then scale it down to 90, maybe 120, scale down to 90. Like we could run the numbers probably and get something
I think this slate has been really unusual in the number of knockouts. We've only seen like a couple of decisions. So
last week was the whole like first 6 fights were like 100-point fights for the winner, wasn't it, John? I think it was last week.
No, you're right. There was a lot of finishes. I think the smaller cage has actually played a bigger role than I think I might have initially thought.
Wait, say that again? The cage is legitimately smaller?
Yeah, it's 25-foot octagon as opposed to 35. And Fightnomics, I think it is, ran a study where basically they looked at the finishing rate at this particular size octagon compared to the 35-foot, and it's actually the finishing rate is higher by about 10% across all weight divisions. Specifically in the bantamweight division is actually where they see the biggest bump. But yeah, so I think that might have played a bigger role than I initially thought.
Wait, so like, I mean, this is the UFC headquarters or whatever. Why don't they have a regulation size octagon?
I mean, it is still regulation. It's just the one in Apex. This is the one they use for Dana White Contender Series. I have no idea why it's smaller. I really couldn't tell you. I just know that it's smaller. So that's the one they're using.
You know how baseball fields all have different shapes? What if some MMA arenas were like hexagons?
Well, if in Brian's world, it's an entire island where there's palm trees.
Yeah, that's what I said. White Island should be the whole island.
And in that scenario, Chase Hooper might have a chance.
Chase Hooper peeking up behind the boulder.
If he's using like alligators from the local land.
Chase Hooper versus Amanda Nunes with a bamboo stick.
That's all he could fight is someone with alligator arms. Because anything longer than that, he's just going to take it to the face without even trying to block it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So how many fights do we have left here now? 2?
Two.
Dude, we're burning through them. And this next one's a 5-round fight, right?
No, it should just be a 3.
So there's only one 5-round fight tonight?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Sun Sao Gabarant's the next, right? The final? Second to last.
And was this the fight, John, that people were campaigning to have next week or whatever because they wanted it to be a main?
This one, yeah. Sterling versus Sandhagen.
Oh, this was the one they wanted to be a main?
Yep.
That would have been a bad main.
Oh,
yeah. I'm a little disappointed.
Sterling got 94 points unless there's more updating. And he should get, 115 at least, right? From that domination?
No, I mean, I didn't see much. Did he get a takedown? I don't think he even got a takedown. He probably got one advance and the first round finish with like 5 strikes. So 94 sounds right.
I don't mean like adding up the DK numbers. I mean like in fairness, like this guy took this guy out early. And, in fairness, you should get a bunch of DK points.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there should be some sort of sliding scale in terms of like when they finish the round because it's so like there's been not lately, but in the past, like if somebody landed a bunch, had a couple takedowns, and then got a late first round finish, they like completely break the slate, and I don't like that. So I'm with you. I think there should be some sort of sliding scale on when they finish.
Yeah, like those should be even. So if you choke a guy out in the first 40 seconds or something, it should be even with a guy who pummels a guy and then finishes him in the last 40. Something like that.
Yeah.
This is like one of the best sweats, if not the best DFS sweat.
Agreed. I feel like when you have a lineup run deep, it's like I almost feel like I'm walking into the octagon to fight somebody. Like maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Like Chase Hooper walking into that ring against Nunez, just scared.
Brian, will you check that lineup you mentioned I had? Did it have Martin in it?
You are no longer up there, buddy. So I can't look at your name. So it must have.
Back to work tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
Back to the grind.
Unless there's 2 fights left, so I guess it's possible he wasn't in there.
Oh shit!
I think there's 3 left.
2, right?
Oh,
Oh, I got.
I think
Oh
it's
wait.
just 2.
Oh, there's 2. I must have like a stacked fight here then.
well, stacking 3 rounders. Okay.
No, I have Nunez and Spencer in a few lineups together
I was
because
going to say.
that's my
Yeah,
Galaxy
kick
Brain
around.
strategy.
I always get lower projections than you on the 5 rounders, Alex. Not a ton.
Well, damn, I better look into this. 'Cause
No, I think we've decided that you're probably right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, it's hard to say because not many of them actually go 5 rounds recently.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, the way I do it, anyways, like if Amanda wins in the first round, a lot of the time she's not getting 120, 130,
Yeah.
and she's
For
going to
sure.
win in the first round quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have her as like a high strike fighter?
I have all that stuff on the site, but I think that it was like a good pace, above average, but nothing like crazy outlier.
Yeah,
What about you?
this is kind of just like something we were talking about before you hopped on. I was kind of making the argument, not like set in stone, but like the stats of like strikes, a fighter who gets a lot of strikes is not like super predictive.
Yeah, it's interesting because it seems like the number of strikes scales down per round. So you got to think in 4th and 5th round is going to be less than in the first round.
That's true, yeah. But I'm saying more like, okay, let's say Chase Hooper gets like 68 strikes per fight or something like that. Like I'm saying like that number is not necessarily predictive.
That's the whole basis of my projections.
Is it?
No,
No, it's not. That's what I'm kind of asking you is do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me?
Well,
Or no comment is fine too. I don't care.
I mean, I think that you look at like the pace of the previous fights, and that has predictive value for sure. Because like, there's so many people that they'll just like dance around the octagon, and you never want to play those guys.
Bobby, I'm kind of getting strong Bobby Gomes vibes from Cody Garbrandt right here, dude. If you get some neck tattoos, like, don't you think? I kind of see it.
No.
It's
I just hope he
interesting
doesn't
now
get
that
knocked
Cody
out.
started slicking his hair back. I can kind of see it now that Bob's growing out his quarantine hair.
Yeah.
I think it's an insult to
Little
Bobby.
quarantine flow.
Bobby's more handsome. He's a more handsome individual than this guy.
Wow.
Right?
I think Brick's just sucking up to him because he took the Hooper side of the debate.
You know, he's smart. He's a Millie Maker winner. He's in commercials.
Here we go.
And he knows the fictional bets. What side to take on fictional bets?
Do we know, like, where is Fight Island? Is it in the Caribbean?
Abu Dhabi.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Abu Dhabi?
Yep.
Goodness.
No drinking there, right?
I'm not sure.
Am I right? Anyone?
Oh, they'll be drinking.
All right. It's time, folks, to go on a Google Maps adventure.
I know you can get beer imported there because I have friends that were deployed in that area and they did.
Well, they might let the bases do it or something. But like, I think if you are in the nice like American hotels, or whatever, they like on the sly.
How close is this to Dubai? Oh, yeah, it's real close. Okay. Wow. Abu Dhabi. So where's the island? I don't see too many islands over there.
I couldn't tell you.
There
Is
it
Fight
is.
Island?
That's got to be Fight Island.
Dude, you got a
Here we go.
50-50 shot. There was one to the left and that one.
I guess
Sure, Abu.
Sir Abu Narir doesn't have quite the same ring to it as Fight Island.
But
I mean, that's going to be a pain in the ass to get all the guys over there. I mean, look at what we're talking about.
See, that's when you want a monarchy, right? You need an island for a fight.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be in the Caribbean. I mean, we're close.
Yeah, Monarch. Yeah, probably shouldn't even say that.
Hey. All right, John, give me the rundown. What am I watching in this fight, other than a Bobby Gomes doppelganger?
So aside from Bobby's younger brother here, Cody Garbrandt, he came on a UFC, torching everybody, basically knocking everybody out, won the belt, fought Dominic Cruz to a 5-round decision, really exciting fight. He's a really good boxer, comes from a high-level boxing background, but basically lost his last 3 fights by knockout. And that's really what this fight comes down to, is whether or not you trust the chin of Garbrandt. And I really don't. I am a little bit overweight on him, but I also have a Sunsao on the other side for that exact reason, is that we just don't know if Cody's chin will hold up. And the way that he fights, he gets baited a lot into a lot of like brawls. So we'll see what happens. But I still have Cody just because I think he's the better all-around fighter. It's just, who knows if he's going to be able to take a punch or not.
Gotcha.
If he has a chin like me, I wouldn't trust it.
Have any of you guys ever done any fighting? I mean, like real fighting, not like not out in the streets. Like,
I was gonna say,
you don't consider that real fighting?
I'm sorry, like competitive fighting, I should have said.
So
John's in the UFC, right? Or
yeah, basically. I mean, I haven't had any official fights, but I do train. I used to box back in the day. I used to train mixed martial arts as well. And spoiler alert, I'm gonna try to find a local gym here. I just moved to Massachusetts, and when I do, I'll probably do some type of amateur fight, and I'll be shooting an invite to Bobby and Peter just because I know they're in the local area. So
yeah, wait,
I know a gym.
But you're in the city.
Well.
That's too far from me.
Yeah, I'm in the city.
Are you talking UFC or just boxing?
So I trained mixed martial arts, but basically how my old gym is you had to start at PKB, as point kickboxing, and then basically you would graduate to a full mixed martial arts UFC type style fight. So basically the first couple fights would be point kickboxing, and then you would graduate to mixed martial arts.
Okay, cool. And where did you told me, and feel free to not disclose your exact address, but where are you in Mass?
Yeah, so I'm about 10 to 15 minutes from Worcester.
Okay.
So I'm like in between Worcester and Foxborough.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're actually coming up to the city tomorrow if you guys are around.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have much going on tomorrow, but yeah, I would definitely it'd be fun to meet up. I belong to a boxing gym near me, but I've never done anything remotely involving mixed martial arts. I've just been kind of learning boxing over the past year and a half or so, and I enjoy it, but not to where I'm ready to promote a future fight, unless Osimo is ready to challenge me, in which case let's book it.
if you're willing
Didn't
to
Christian McCaffrey take up UFC or MMA training last season, prior to the season? Run CMC took up
maybe.
Did he really?
prior to the season last year, yeah.
Adjust the
Obviously,
rankings.
probably getting really good
Adjust
shape.
the rankings.
Adjust the ranking.
What was your statement, Osimo? What did you say?
If you're willing to come down to that 135 weight class, I'll cut a little bit too. We'll fight.
Yeah. What are you at right now, Osimo?
I'm at like 150, so I feel like I could get that. In college, I actually won an arm wrestling championship in the under 135 category, so I feel like that's the weight class I've had the most success in.
What's that line? What's that line, John? If, Peter has to come down to 135. You now know Alex is a arm wrestling champion.
50 pounds is, I would max bet Alex just from the weight cut alone. He might be in the hospital.
I would literally be in the hospital. I would be emaciated.
How long do you need to train for this fight, man?
I could get down to 135 though.
How much do you at?
I walk around at like 148, so I could get down to 135. Before quarantine, I was at like 140.
You're 148?
Yeah.
How tall?
How tall are you?
5'10", 5'9".
All right.
5'10" on a good day.
148, dude.
Yeah.
Brick, what are you?
I'm 6'1", 210.
You're 6'1", Brian?
Yeah,
Dude.
I've only ever seen you sitting down, so I had no idea what your height was. I would have guessed you're like 5'10". I didn't know you're 6'1".
no, I'm just under 6'1". I probably weighed more than 210 after 3 months of sitting in my fucking ass, not doing shit. My gym's
Oh,
closed.
I hear you.
Hey, John,
I'm like you.
do you have experience fighting a android?
Like the phone?
No, like the human cyborg type of android, a machine.
Negative.
Okay, all right. I'm taking Alex minus.
My nickname is Terminator.
Yeah, watch Terminator 2 to know what you're in for.
So yeah, John, how can you be the #1 ranked player, run your own site, right? Get all these projections up from all these sports he's never played with, right? You see what I'm saying here? It's impossible for a human to do.
I see the trend. You might be onto something.
Yeah.
It
And
also
androids have superhuman strength.
Instagram. I mean, there's not enough time in the day.
Androids have superhuman strength, ergo winning the arm wrestling championship in college.
That is
Listen,
your
you don't have to
point.
be Sherlock fucking Holmes to figure this out, people.
I don't know if I believe this arm wrestling stuff from Osmo. I think he's pulling our leg.
Androids are incapable of lying.
Damn it.
They can
No,
compete in.
So John, have you have done an official or amateur fight before?
No, I haven't. So I asked my last coach in North Carolina. I told him like a year ago that I wanted to fight, and basically he said I wasn't ready. So then I was trying to prove to him and the other striking coach that I was ready, and I feel like I was getting close to that point, and then basically I got transferred here, and so between moving and all that stuff, I had to stop training. So so I plan on either finding a gym here or just, I mean, like point kickboxing and amateur fights, you can just book on your own. You pay money and you can fight somebody. So I don't technically need a gym. So if nobody thinks that I'm ready, I'll do it on my own. I don't care.
I'll be there, dude. I'll be ringside.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Me too. It'd be nice to see you go in there and throw down.
I'll send you guys some training videos. I'll be like a 3-1 favorite against Pete over here.
Damn.
Wow, goodness, yeah. I would box, but man, once you start involving the kicking and stuff, man, then I'm starting to shake in my boots.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be in for the kicking. I boxed little when I was younger, but I think I had a worse chin than Garber in here. So
we'll see if he holds up.
What time do you guys got?
4:35.
Okay, we're 5 seconds behind again.
4:24.
Wow.
Maybe we
Must
should
be
You're
nice.
like 2 seconds ahead of me, Bob.
I really miss this Crack Streams chat though.
Do you?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. Changed my mind.
YouTube chat probably scary.
The funny thing is, nobody knows the hell we're talking about, Peter, unless they actually have been on one of these streams.
You just don't want to know what it's
You
like.
don't want to know. It's pretty.
Imagine toxicity,
Yeah.
and then imagine toxicity in the current cultural climate, and then log on to Crack Streams.
Yeah. If you thought my Chase Hooper versus Amanda Nunez take was toxic, don't go on this stream yet.
So they're gonna actually fight here? What's going on?
I don't know. This Garbrandt guy's pretty short though, huh?
No, you're thinking a
Sunchild shorter. He's only 5'6".
I couldn't say that name, so I took a guess.
Sunsal, yeah.
But he kind of fights low though, like Ricky Henderson batting stance. That's how much I know about MMA.
It's actually a good comp though.
Yeah. Garbrandt had all the skill, just no chin.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I have to give it to Garbrandt so far. He's got the better dance moves.
Yeah, Alex, I was just gonna say, what's the you're the DDR champ here. What's your rating on this fight so far?
Damn, yeah, he's got some good movement. You know, that up, right, left, up combo. He'd be really good at DDR.
We don't need John for this one. That's why we bring Alex in for the dancing. Oh,
I was kind of wondering if we'd see a different version of Cody. In those last couple fights, he just wanted to stand in front of people and trade, and now it seems like he's at least fighting a little bit smarter, which is good for his longevity in the sport. So this is interesting.
I feel like this kind of fight isn't gonna get them on the main card next time.
You know who's loving this is A-Hit's Pat right now. He's gonna hold on to first at this rate. I mean, the Nunes fight's gonna change everything, but
oh yeah.
Every time I see a fight like this, I think of that. John will help me piece it together, but the Israel Adesanya fight.
Oh, Yoel Romero.
Romero, and they did the tweet that was like, choose your fighter, and it was just like them dancing back and forth. That one was so bad.
Dude, and Romero was like so outraged that he lost the decision. I'm like, dude, you stared at him for 25 minutes. What do you want?
Dude, Romero was doing this dance move where he kept being like this.
Yeah, like he was doing some like kung fu fighting thing, but like not engaging at all.
That was stupid, man.
And dude, it was preceded by like an amazing fight too.
Oh, I know.
That
was
Jen Jade.
Oh yeah, Wiley Zhang.
Yeah.
I've only been watching MMA for like 3 months, you know, basically, and that is by far the best fight I've ever seen. That was incredible.
That was up there.
I've even gone back and rewatched that one because I learned, like, when I was watching it live, I'm like, oh, this kind of fight doesn't always happen. Like, this is rare.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that, like, ever since that fight, because that prior to that card, I was like, this is a stackable fight. Ever since then, literally everyone is like, is this a fight you can stack? Everybody wants to stack? I'm like, no, that's like super rare that a stackable fight happens.
Yeah. Unless you're Osimo stacking Nunes and Spencer tonight, right?
A 5-rounder, though, at least.
Yeah, at least that's a 5-rounder. Yeah. Well, actually, that one was a 5-rounder, too.
Well, I mean, just that fight where they just stood in the pocket and just absorbed every hit. It never went to the ground. The volume was absolutely insane.
In a 5-round fight, you have a chance to get 100 points and lose. In a 3-round fight,
that's hard.
It's damn hard.
It's impossible. 100 points? There's no fucking way.
I mean, it's basically impossible. Yeah.
I'm still getting big Bobby Gomes vibes from Corio. I mean, even the hair is.
It's the new slick back. Cody usually doesn't have that slick back hair. He started rocking it recently, so I think that's where we can see it. I wouldn't say a doppelganger, but I would say either a first cousin or a younger brother for sure.
Who knows? We have the same chin, so each one to match the hair.
Bobby, do you have any tattoos?
I've made a couple mistakes in my life. Yes.
Whoa. This is kind of the fight.
Not this many though. This is kind of intense with the tattoos.
Okay, at least we got some action here.
Yeah, finally.
I still would say this is, unless something crazy happens here, you got like a 10% chance of being in an optimal at this point, probably.
There's no action here. This is fucking miserable.
But if they can crush, like take down a bunch of strikes and finish them at the end of the second, you can still possibly get.
And maybe a Sun Sao. Cody, even if he gets a finish here, I don't think he has a chance.
That would be kind of cool if like the DraftKings Sportsbook put out odds like that, live lines on like.
Did you watch the Tom Brady golf match? They had it up for that.
Oh, like live lines going?
Yeah, it was
I'm
pretty
saying,
cool.
I'm saying,
He's talking about on the price and if they're gonna hit, right, Rick?
I'm saying like
Oh,
make,
okay.
I'm saying like
If
make,
they make value.
I'm saying like make draft
Value.
fantasy bets in the sports book available.
Oh,
can
yeah,
bet,
that
like,
would be.
How many points will Brandt get in
Yeah.
the second round draft?
Yeah, I guess there's a place called Prize Picks. I haven't played at it yet, but somebody in our Discord channel, Bob, was talking about Prize Picks, and I guess they set lines for fantasy points, and you can bet on them.
It'd be like good crossover to get some sports bettors over into DFS.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Austin would like that.
Alex, are you
New
gonna
players in
do
there.
some sports betting?
Dude, they're about to bring it to Illinois, right? That's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
I'm planning on it. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna approach it. Brian, are you have you done handicapping?
I've been working on it for a month. I've done. I used to do it before DFS and after poker. So like after poker got shut down, I'm like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? And I started building models there, which actually helped me when eventually I found DFS.
Nice.
But I gave it up. It was basically beyond my skill level at that time. So was that 9 years ago? But through DFS, I've gotten a lot better with modeling and stuff, and I think I'm like 95% sure I could beat it. The problem is getting banned and limited.
Yeah.
I think I have a solution. And I've been talking to Peter behind the scenes about some of my ideas. Maybe Alex, maybe we should chat one day. I don't want to say it over stream, but I have some ideas. But
Starting a syndicate?
Yeah, but obviously everyone knows what a syndicate is, but I have some other ideas behind how to approach it.
All right, John, I have a fighting question that I've noticed from watching UFC. So like, fighting 101 is like you point your shoulder, you make yourself as thin as possible so there's not much real estate to hit. And most of the like lighter weight classes, like you'll see that. But when you watch the heavyweights, they're like just squared the hell up. Like they'll just literally be like this, punching. Like, no, is that like a conscious decision, or is that just something because their bodies are so big they literally can't point their shoulders?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, obviously, a guy like.
Oh, sorry. Feel free to pause here if we.
I knew Bob was 2 seconds ahead of me, so as soon as he said, "Oh," I looked up.
Yeah,
I saw it. But a guy like Francis Ngannou, like he literally chin wide out there, just swinging, just because they know if they land, the fight's over regardless. So I think they're less concerned about their defense. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. Technical standard boxing is, make yourself as small as possible. But
yeah, it's so funny because when I see those heavyweights close, it's literally just squared up, like throwing 4s and 5s, the undercuts like that.
All right, John, I got another idea for you. How about this?
So,
Mike Tyson, in his prime, 5 years to train. How would he do in today's heavyweight division?
UFC?
He'd be heavyweight. UFC. 5 years train in his prime. Mike Tyson. I think he fought at like 220 or whatever. So he'd be heavyweight, right?
Yeah. So 225 is heavyweight. So he trained for. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Wow, that was a whip.
That's
no
two.
love.
That's two.
No love. Cody is back.
Dude, it was at like 4:59.
Right before the buzzer, too.
Yeah, maybe that snuck him into the.
He was
winning
what?
lineup.
4:15.
Was that second round?
Second round. I don't think it was enough.
He's on Queer Street.
Oh my God! They better check him.
Wow, man.
Oh my God, he's falling off,
man. Jesus,
dude. Holy shit.
That's what Cody needed, though. He needed to make a statement like that.
Yeah, he needed that.
Oh my God, he's still out.
Oh, John, how are you going to feel when Chase Hooper does that to Amanda Nunes? I can't believe I supported this and I bet on this.
Wow. Yeah, he is.
Oh my dude. Oh, He crumpled him.
That was disgusting.
Dude, that's another thing, John. Like you see, like in boxing, like what is the biggest no-no? Like having your hands down like that, and for him to load from the hands down spot for that is
There's
wild.
a KD Kastner in chat. I think you might be right.
Sunset's durable too. Like that's not somebody that has chin issues. He literally just death touch.
Oh God! Because the whole reason you don't want your hands down is because you telegraph your punch coming up. But he was so quick, it didn't even matter.
Joe Rogan had this look on his face like someone introduced.
Dude,
like,
I love seeing the commentary reaction. It's so good.
That was the Bobby Gomes doppelganger, just so everyone, right? Or was it the other one?
Yeah, Bob, tell your brother I said congrats, man. Okay,
Dude, I'll tell him after we text after the fight.
Whew.
Cody Gomes.
Congrats on not getting knocked out, bro.
Yeah, that was wild.
Doing the knocking out. Who's live right now in the Millie? A hits Pat still.
Well, they haven't added this one up yet, right?
That's the problem with being a scoreboard watcher. You're gonna get your heart pulled out by the drip of the scoring.
Well, I'm not in first, though.
Is it changing?
Oh, Rhea Hope's playing. Who got the knockout? Garbrandt?
Yeah.
That's who he has at 562. So if he how many points is that for a knockout there?
I think they already
scored
scored it.
It's 70.
Just for that, right?
Yeah. And then he landed a lot of strikes, so I mean he's gonna score well. And then especially if they give him a knockdown, I don't know if they will because fight metrics sometimes like he knocked him out with that blow. Sometimes they'll give him a knockdown, sometimes they won't. But he probably landed like 50 significant strikes, so that's 25 points, knockdown 35. He'll probably score 100 and something.
Okay.
And that's like that bogus stuff we're talking about, where if it happens at the buzzer, it counts so much more.
Yeah.
Rhea Hope is okay. There you go. He's in sixth now. He needs 11.25 more fight metric points, unless they're scoring it at 89.5, which they might. No, because he needs more significant strikes there, right? No.
Yeah, he's gonna get a little more, you'd think, right?
Yeah.
And they only have 2 dupes.
2 dupes.
Smooth 500K.
There's got to be a ton of Nunes lineups coming, though.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And Spencer.
I got a bunch of Spencer.
How much Spencer do you have, Osma?
I got her in one really good lineup where I'm not sure it's going to be live anymore, but I have 5 guys got over 100 and Spencer. So I'm thinking maybe there's a chance.
I might have went a little overboard on Spencer.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Cody got 89.5. That's less than I thought.
Well, I don't think they've gotten that second round scoring in yet.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
They gave him
Awesome.
19 for the first round. Sorry, Peter, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just curious what your celebration looks like if you win tonight. I mean, what do we got? Champagne on tap? I mean,
Well, dude, we got this LOL slate coming up. Yeah, it's Team Weed tonight versus Sunning. It should be a really good match. So I might watch that one.
I gotta start making my lineups.
when are we gonna get more than 2 gamers again?
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when I'm back. You heard it here first. I'm back next Friday.
Well, I guess actually, yeah, that's only in 5 days, so that's not bad.
I'm ready.
The world's been waiting to know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you just stop sending me messages, I'm gonna start playing again. They'll be next Friday. Osmo, are you, as a DFS content creator, are you excited or feeling overwhelmed by the density of slates that we are, it looks like on track to get here in the late summer and early fall?
Oh man, yeah. That's gonna be nuts. I might have to cut Korean baseball out of my daily routine.
Have you been enjoying KBO?
I don't actually play because I don't want to be awake at lock, but it's a pain in the butt, like putting out projections every day and trying to follow it.
Yeah.
Have you guys been trying that at all?
I haven't been playing it.
I didn't play it a couple times. Just getting up, setting my alarm at 4. Chicago's the worst time for KBO. Like we have like the worst. Like if it was East Coast, like you just get up early and stay up. And West Coast, you could stay up till 2. It's not like the end of the world. Chicago's just the worst.
I feel like at this point, the 1 o'clock starts to be more difficult for me than the 4:30s on the East Coast.
What do you?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting old.
Damn.
I'm the same way. I'd rather get up early than stay up that late, I think.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
But I don't love the game that much. I just don't love it that much. Either that or I'm not good enough to get that early.
The question is, would you get up at 3:30 in the morning for MMA?
I mean, but we don't have to worry about late breaking news for MMA. So that's a bad premise.
That might
Lately,
be
you do.
Fight Island, right? Where would Fight? What's the time zone? Fight Island.
Yeah, what time are these slates going to be?
It's going to be
Probably like 10 hours. I think when I was deployed to Kuwait a few years ago, and that was like 11 and a half hours ahead of U.S. time. So it'll probably be like 10 hours ahead of Eastern.
That'll be kind of sick. You wake up on a Saturday morning and MMA lock at like 9 a.m.
They had one slate that was, I'm trying to remember where it was. Was it the London card? Alex might know if you played. I don't remember. It was a few months back, but I want to say maybe the London card. One of them, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. for lock.
Oh man.
So yeah, it'll be a fun one like that.
They had one in Asia with all like the Korean and Chinese fighters. I think that one was pretty like randomly timed.
Yeah, maybe that was the one I'm thinking of.
Now that there's Korean and Chinese LOL every day, I mean, that's nothing new.
Dude,
Gotta get those teacher model lineups in.
Look at what a legend Sean O'Malley is. Just tweets out decent. I mean,
He's a beast.
So good.
Did you see his Instagram post, Pete? He posted something that was like, hey guys, when do you think I'm going to finish Eddie Wineland? He said, I'll give you a hint. It's not the second or the third.
Oh, I did that.
So good.
Calling his own shot.
Yeah, I don't know if he posted it or if it was a story.
I did see that too. Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, he's the best, man. And he knows it, like, and again, you can speak on this, that, part of the thing is it's not just being a good fighter, right? Like, you have to be an entertainer. And if you're angling for these big fights or, getting in the good graces of Dana White, like, you have to put a premium on being an entertainer.
100%. And that's what's kind of messed up. Like, obviously, everybody knows UFC fighters don't get paid enough, but that's how they get paid, is by being a brand. Like Conor McGregor, obviously the biggest brand, but also guys like Colby Covington, who people don't like, but guess what? He has a decent brand, so he gets paid for his fights. A guy like Leon Edwards, who doesn't really have that type of following, he's been campaigning for a title shot for his last few fights, and he still doesn't have one, and now he's probably still not going to get one because Gilbert Burns just leapfrogged him in the rankings. So, yeah, you bring up a good point. You obviously don't just need to be a good fighter. You need to fight in an exciting fighting style, and you need to have some type of a following in order for Dana White and the UFC to be able to pay his big bucks.
And does it hurt someone like Israel Adesanya, who's a good fighter, but then coming off of a marquee event like that where he didn't entertain?
I mean, he still has a decent enough name to where I don't think it would hurt him that much. Obviously, nobody was happy with that fight. It was probably like one of the worst title fights I've ever seen. But he at least has a big enough name and a big enough following where I think he'll still he'll make some good money next time he fights regardless.
Yeah. And is anyone, they just showed on this division, so Nunes is in the Wei Ling, Lee, and the Joanna division. Is this setting up for a Wei Ling, Lee, Nunes fight?
I believe, one division. So she's fighting at 145 now. So they're not in the 145 division, but Amanda does hold the 135 belt. So I mean, it's definitely possible that they do meet. I think they fight at 125 though. So they need to come up, but I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
What day we golfing this week, boys?
Dude, I told you I'm ready to golf whenever. You've been dodging me. I think you're scared. I told you I haven't played in 3 years. I don't know why you're worried.
I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I'm just starting. I'm not trying to get like.
Dude, I'm terrible.
Dude,
I've seen.
Daddy.
Do you follow him on Instagram? He's been getting pedicures.
Bob's been going golfing every day. I'm like, dude, when are we going? He's like, oh, I'm busy. And then I see him out at the golf course. I'm like, dude, you're like out here grinding. He's waiting to put down big money against me.
I have to get good. I have to. Pete was like, I hope he can give me some tips and see how it goes.
I'll go with you, John. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, I told him I'd drive up to the city somewhere up there. I don't care where we go. I'm down.
I'll take you guys to the track.
Park where they steal your ball, like Brick said earlier. What was the?
Where at?
Brick said on the south side they have some interesting courses.
Like Jackson Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Brian says in Chicago you got to worry about guys jumping out of the bushes and stealing your ball.
So that's a rumor. I'm too high class to play in those public courses.
Oh yeah, you're playing at the country clubs, Brick?
Just at the country club.
you get your caddy?
Whenever you want, man. This city, I should say, not yours.
Yeah, I'm. So you just started, Brick, or are you
like
been
5 years ago?
5 years. Yeah. How about you, Alex? You golf at all?
I never did until DFS, but on some of these trips, they took us out golfing, and I spent a lot of time looking for my balls, but all in all,
it's a skill.
It's funny because they take you to these luxury courses, and from what I can observe, the amount of luxury is correlated with the length of the grass. So of course I need like 24 balls to make it through 18 holes.
It ended up actually costing you a lot of money going to play on this course, going through just sleeves of golf balls.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the nice thing is that's a write-off.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right, they're coming in. All right, Felicia looks like she could kick some ass. All right, I'm not too worried. Canadian. Oh no.
If Felicia gets 100 points, I'm gonna win this millionaire.
Wait, you guys are Canadian, are you?
Nah. But
I think there's like a 20% less chance you're gonna win if you're a fighter from Canada. Have you guys found that?
I would believe it. I mean, it's hard to imagine someone from Canada really having that all-out rage that it takes to beat Amanda Nunes.
There you go.
What do you have Felicia at exposure, Alex?
I have her like 40%. Like, not because I thought she was like a great like pick. It's just like you can make more unique lineups with her.
Yeah. I had her 41.
Damn, you beat me. You won off me, literally.
I mean, I feel like Brian had her so high just because he clearly hates Amanda Nunes.
Maybe that's my I think Chase Hooper would beat her because I have so much of her in my.
Alex came on here. One of the first things he said was, "I am a feminist," but I mean, we haven't gotten anything like that from Brian. He's just willing to pick any random dude versus Nunes.
And I've heard, they say to ignore everything a person says before the word "but."
It's after ignore everything they say. Oh, no, before. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, before the word "but."
So
let's go, Spencer.
Yeah. So what is the phrase that you say in the MMA community is, what is Spencer's path to victory, John?
So her path to victory, I think, is pretty clear to everyone. Amanda Nunes does have cardio issues. Basically, her only path is being able to withstand the early onslaught from Amanda Nunes, which I don't think she will. But if she does, and she takes her to the later rounds, then I think she will be the fresher fighter, and maybe she can take over late. But like I said, I mean, I don't really see it happening, but we'll see.
Which was, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that kind of the dynamic of the Wei Ling Lee Joanna fight, where it was like Joanna has such a good chin and endurance and might be able to overtake her late?
I mean, sort of, but Joanna, I mean, has decent cardio as well. So this one's a little bit different. Like, Amanda Nunes does legit have cardio issues. We even saw it in her last fight against Jermaine Durandamy. Basically, she looked pretty dominant over the first 2 rounds, even in the third a little bit. But then in the 4th and 5th, she clearly started to slow down. Jermaine Durandamy started to piece her up a little bit on the feet. She looked for takedowns and basically just wanted to lay on her and let the clock run out. So, I mean, that could be a potential path for Felicia Spencer. But even in that scenario, I think Amanda Nunes does enough in the first couple rounds to where she still pays off her salary and wins the decision. So, but I bet Amanda by first round knockout. FanDuel had it boosted. The max bet was only 50, but at plus 350, I think it was worth it.
I'm hoping this fight goes like that Ronda Rousey Holly Holm fight, where
submission in the 4th, Alex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nunes has been filming The Expendables 6, right?
Wow, is this? I wasn't aware of this nugget, dude. I would have adjusted my exposures if I knew this.
Alex, Rinpack's trying to jinx you in the YouTube chat. I don't know if you want me to mention it.
Say it.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think Brian booted me as soon as I said I bet Amanda by first round knockout.
Yeah. He booted you, and I quickly put you back in. I was like,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Full control. Although, since you bet on him, kind of thinking maybe you're the one who's biased in the Chase Hooper Amanda Nunes fight.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's just so ridiculous. You guys, I can't believe you guys are all piling on this man. Questioning every life choice he's ever made.
Chase Hooper would beat Amanda Nunes in Quidditch.
That's about the only thing he'd beat her at.
Crazy.
Maybe that, a spelling bee, chess.
Herb Dean, let's go, Herb.
Your boy.
Herb Dean needs at least 1.9 million more Instagram followers to get.
If you're watching this right now and you're not following Herb Dean, what are you doing?
Dude, he's the best follow on Instagram. He's a bit of a thirst trap, but
he's got the Osimo bump. He's going to be up to 1.9 mil in no time.
The Osimo bump is real, man.
Alex might have a shot. Let's see here. Well, you're going to need 100 points. That's for sure.
Well, if Amanda doesn't win in the first round, then I'll root for Felicia Spencer just so Alex has a nice sweat here.
Is that our only Millie Maker sweat here, Alex? With
you're not solo though. Rinpack's wrong.
Right? Yeah. There's
3 ways.
I'm happy to share.
You should probably just sell me that, for double your buy-in. So what, you pay $50. Sure, I'll take that.
Brian, we were supposed to split first today. Like, what happened?
That's true. I failed you.
Yeah, I told Brian to send me the winning lineup before lock, and I didn't get any lineup.
I thought I had it, and I got greedy. All right. My LOL lineups can wait for this fight, I guess. Oh, she's at 145 here. Then Google said 135. All right.
Yeah, she fights at both.
She's minus 160. Can't believe it.
Can you? I mean, so they keep publicizing this $1 million bet to win what, like 160,000? I mean, that just seems like a reckless bet.
It's probably like Dana White betting in the casino he owns or something, just to pump up ratings.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't place it even if I was rich.
I like Empire.
No, it's definitely Vegas Dave.
He's got to. I mean, think about how many Birkin purses you can win.
He just gets ratioed every single post he puts up.
It's so good
every time.
All right, here we go.
What do you guys get for times?
4:51.
4:45.
He's ahead, 5 seconds ahead again.
I think I'm with you, John.
I'll delay my reaction when Amanda sleeps her.
Is it a requirement for grades?
Okay.
She caught her on the way in on the left. I know.
Osmo likes Ligon.
Oh,
she does look a lot bigger. Well, maybe not. Oh, that caught her.
What?
I love how the commentary always just blows the underdog.
Oh yeah, I'm not listening. I don't want it to come on the mic.
Aren't we coming off of like 3 main events in a row with underdogs winning?
Dude, it's longer than that. It's like 6.
6, yeah.
Really?
6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like since February.
Brian, that's why you had so much Spencer, right?
Yeah, that must be it. Because it's it's gonna happen again. If it happened 6 times in a row, it's gotta happen the 7th.
I should keep eating that overhand.
I bet on the do theory.
Oh,
Alicia working a little. That judo throw.
Can you at least agree it would be an entertaining, good fight with Chase Hooper?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I agree.
God.
I think it would be entertaining for sure.
I think it'd be entertaining.
But are you saying you think it would be over right away?
I think he'd beat her. He'd beat her handily.
But you don't think he would eat like a couple of those overhands that Felicia just ate?
No.
When Chase Hooper is like the most hittable person in the world?
If you just do the equivalent of Chase Hooper fighter without Chase Hooper, then no. That guy just sits there and takes punches to the face, so that's not even fair. Alex, I don't think you're going to be winning the million, buddy. Sorry.
It's still early though.
I don't want my odds, yeah, but fingers crossed.
Hey, the longer Felicia stays alive here, the more live she is. Oh, no.
She's got 2 minutes and to get out of. Oh, she got.
Oh, go to mount. Yep. Oh.
The Spencer kind of looks like she's not in the greatest shape. Like the longer this fight goes, yeah, this doesn't look fair. You know, I should have bet the other side. Turns out,
the problem is, I bet if Nunes wins, the split's gonna be like hundreds and hundreds of people.
What if Chase Hooper jumped the fence, came into the fight, and just got his ass beat?
It'd be a tough scene for you, Brian.
He hops the fence and starts eating straight right to the dome.
That's why I don't try to handicap these things. Do you do jiu-jitsu, John?
I mean, I try.
Is that like
basically when I was training, I would train boxing one day per week, MMA striking another day, and then the other 2 days were Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But I'm only a white belt, so I'm very, very amateur level. But I do know a couple submissions that if somebody was like completely clueless, I could pull it off. But for anyone that's like has any type of experience, they'd be able to defend against me pretty easily.
So what kind of gym are you looking for, John? Like, I guess I'm not even aware of gyms that have the full like mixed martial arts offerings.
Yeah, so in North Carolina, I trained at Elevate MMA Academy. So I know there's a good MMA gym that that might be a 10-8 for Amanda there, just saying. I know what's his name trains out of Somerset, Massachusetts. Calvin Cater. He owns a gym that's somewhere near Bob's area there, but it'd be too far of a drive for me. That's a big one. There's actually one that's not far from me, but I don't know. It's kind of like because there's some gyms that are like kind of like kids all ages type classes, and that's not really what I'm looking for. So it kind of depends.
Yeah,
you got the iron press out already.
Yeah.
What's that thing called?
That's what I use to mash my burger patties, I think.
They probably should heat it up and just cauterize the wounds.
I had that on the grill earlier.
Yeah.
Can you cauterize wounds, or do you have to use that Vaseline shit?
I don't even know.
Question.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You can just be badass and like cauterize that shit.
I think you might have to use the Vaseline.
Chase Hooper would probably do that. He's pretty tough.
Oh.
So, John, honest question: when they book this main event, and then Nunes is such a massive favorite, like what is their thought process behind that? Because don't you want like a good fight for the main event?
Yeah. So the 145 division. So at 135, I think there's more tests for Amanda. 145, you can look at the division. There's literally only like 6 fighters in the entire division, and most of them are not good. Megan Anderson's okay. Zara Farron, who's the one that Felicia Spencer beat to get this title shot, terrible. There's Felicia Spencer, Amanda Nunes, and there's like I think one other fighter that I missed, but there's not many. So just because Felicia Spencer has a couple wins, basically that's how she got this title shot. Megan Anderson will probably get the next one. But it's really just the fact that there's not enough fighters in this division for somebody to be able to challenge Amanda Nunes.
Gotcha.
Oh, good leg kick.
Ouch! Yeah, Spencer had a hit on her a couple 10 seconds ago, but
yeah, she did. She landed.
That's one of the things that always sneaks up on me as someone that doesn't know what they're watching. It's like you see these kicks and you're like, yeah. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, look at the leg. It's so beaten up. Like it was Formiga, right? Where you see he gets like just a few toes on him and then he's just done. I mean, those leg kicks add up.
There was I think it was Formiga. Like 3 slates ago, some guy's like bone was coming through on a cut. It was pretty gruesome.
I saw the one leg kick that broke that guy's shin. That was pretty brutal. I
Yeah.
hate watching that shit. I don't even watch like the Alex Smith stuff. I don't. I've seen enough of them. It's like, yeah, okay, I don't need to see it.
Yeah, I posted one a couple weeks ago from when Rivera. There's another takedown for Amanda. I posted one when of Rivera on the I think his LFA fight, and Pete was ready to block me for it when I posted him breaking his shin bone.
I saw that. I didn't look though. Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Yeah. I was,
Oh, this might be over.
Ouch.
What timestamp are you guys on? Like what?
2:16.
2:08. She's
Oh,
back.
you're ahead of me.
Dude, this
Yeah,
ended like 5 minutes ago.
See,
Wait, what?
I'm just kidding.
You can don't
I
fall for that.
already lost my first round Nunes.
two real, two bluffs. Perfect Nash. That's his game theory. Never stops, no matter what he's doing in life. Pay attention, kids.
Wow, is she bleeding all over there?
Yeah, either she's got some like sideburns or that's blood.
No,
She's like bleeding out of her ears.
Get the cauterizer. See, maybe like they haven't GTO'd the wound strategy as much. You know, they need me and Alex to come in with some ideas.
Just wrap their entire heads in gauze, so you got like mummies out there by the 5th round.
I should just burn that shit. Burn that shit closed. How much cheating do you think's going on in these? Because
here we go. We got investigator Brick on the case, fresh off of its Wuhan investigation.
I wouldn't mind if Nunes took a spill.
Amanda looks fresh.
yeah, she doesn't look tired at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to hit the end of 2.
So this okay. Well, I guess okay. So she could still kill the Millie Maker lineup if they goes like 4 or 5 rounds and she gets like 140 points with just strikes and shit. If Spencer can hold out, that doesn't help me and Alex at all. But
Oh.
And they only gave Spencer 1 fantasy point in round 1.
hey, Alex, have you in any of your MMA regressions, if you've done any, I'm assuming you have you ever put a male-female category in them?
You mean like for like how they would fare against each other?
Do you want to make a disclaimer about you not being a feminist before you?
This is a hot topic. This is very important.
Well, if you all right, so if you code it so male's 1, female 0, something like that, so you can make, if you're not using classifications or something like that, there might be some edge to look into there of strikes and takedowns and then whatever other stats we're looking at. I haven't done it. I'm just thinking of it now. I actually probably will this week now.
But don't generalize just male and female. When you break it down, you need to specifically look at Amanda Nunes and Chase Hooper.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting more of an edge in DFS.
The last thing I want to wake up to is a CSV from Brian about why Chase Hooper would lose or win versus Amanda Nunes.
It's called common fucking sense. I'm
gonna write a post on Medium.
That one.
So if Spencer wins this one, do you think Spencer could beat Hooper?
No.
You know what though? That gives us a little inkling into what Alex really thinks, but won't fucking say.
Oh man, Spencer after round 2 is plus 900. Nunes is minus 1850.
Wow.
I don't like those odds.
Oh, what were you looking at?
Oh.
It's just on the stream.
Yeah, someone just said on Twitter minus 3,000 at FanDuel.
I see it.
I feel like FanDuel always juices the favorite though.
Yeah.
those odds though, like they look a lot scarier, but percentage wise, it's not like insane from like minus 900 to minus 1900.
Still holding out hope, huh, Brian?
No, I don't listen. There's no way I'm wrong about that fight. I don't care. I don't care what happens in this. If Spencer wins, Amanda wins, I don't care. The Cracks Streams chat agrees with me.
You're in great company there.
These guys are my people. Oh, speaking, we never had a winner to come on and join our chat.
Yeah, no one really lobbied to come on. I mean,
Brian, I don't know if you saw this, but on Twitter, Kyle Marley just tweeted, how big of a favorite would Amanda Nunes be over Chase Hooper?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, was he watching this?
I don't know.
He might have been.
I was gonna say he's sharp, dude. So I appreciate him being on my side.
What did he say?
Guy,
What was his take, or was it just an open-ended thing?
Yeah, he didn't really take a side.
Yeah, but I'm not going to respond to that on Twitter. Fucking social justice Twitter. 1,000 people fucking shit on me, which is why Peter's not commenting on this.
Wait, I'm taking my side. I said you were wrong.
You think she would win? Okay.
Nunes would beat Chase Hooper. I've
think
seen
she
it now,
would.
dude. Chase
I think
Hooper's
she
like a
would.
fucking 16-year-old. And
Oh shit!
That's what I mean. Like maybe in a couple of years he would beat her, but like right now she has more power. She's a better grappler. She's a better wrestler. Like I really don't see any advantage
She
that
might beat
Hooper would
him.
have,
she's
other
low-
than that he's longer and rangier, but
she's
he doesn't know how to use
thick,
that range.
No.
low-key thick.
If you agree the 110th tennis player is better than Serena Williams, male tennis player, then there's no way you could say the same thing because it's muscle. It's muscle.
It's two different sports, though.
Yeah, this sport would benefit a male more.
No, but
I don't think
size
so.
and experience are so tilted in this sport versus other variables.
Like in general, I agree that it would benefit them more. But in these two specific fighters, that's where I disagree.
If
Because
Chase,
Amanda Nunes is literally at the top echelon of the female fight game.
if Chase Hooper would put up his fucking hands,
But he doesn't. though.
Hang on, Brian just gave a caveat. If I was in his corner coaching Chase Hooper, he would beat Amanda Nunes.
I agree. If he did learn how to play defense, he'd probably be a pretty big favorite. He doesn't know how, though.
I think it's just bias of watching him getting his ass kicked.
It's possible. You might
So-
be right.
Name a fighter equivalent in MMA right now, male, to Chase.
There's
Hooper.
not. He's the youngest fighter going.
At 145,
Most you can get.
the male equivalent.
66 strikes for noon so far is what that's saying.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I might have to get back to you. 145, the male equivalent of Chase Hooper. I'm trying to think of just a punching bag that has decent grappling.
during that fight, you were giving him a little credit too, though. During
No,
the
I
fight,
still give him credit. He's a really good grappler.
Well, here's another angle is like we saw Floyd Mayweather fight Conor McGregor. This was boxing, so it's not completely comparable, but McGregor clearly would have kicked the shit out of Mayweather, like if it was all holds barred. But like
Ooh.
there is some element of just scoring points based on technical performance in the sport. So if she's a better technical MMA fighter, like there's a good chance she could win in decision.
no, that would not happen. That would not fucking happen. You guys are fucking crazy. Chase Hooper's 6'1".
But he's
His balls haven't dropped yet, Brian.
What's that?
His balls haven't dropped.
on Spencer now.
Okay, Peter, would you fight Chase Hooper? No, of course he's a professional fighter.
But that's a dumb argument because I would agree that Nunes would kick my ass too.
No,
Yeah.
I'm comparing it to balls not dropping.
Dude.
So like his balls might not drop, but he's still a professional fighter. It doesn't matter how young he is.
He wasn't a professional fighter tonight, Brian. I saw that.
What was Tyson 2019 when he was champ?
I think so.
I mean, we got to get in Dana's ear. We got to get him to book this fight.
Yeah, honestly, you know what, Bob? Call up Dana White, McMaynard. Let him know.
Minus 400 chase or bigger.
400, bro. What?
Yeah.
No chance. That's a max bet. I'm actually borrowing. I'm borrowing against my house to place money on it.
I don't want you to be homeless, but
Plus
a man makes his own
325.
choices.
Oh my god!
It would probably
Minus 400. I would have respected you if you said like minus 150.
no. That's what I'm saying. It's not even be close.
Oh my god.
It's just someone's gonna be like, "Hey, Chase, don't let the person punch you in the face relentlessly. Like, try to not do that."
Hey, Chase, fundamentally change who you are as a fighter right now.
I mean, I hope his coaches
He'd
do that
listen
for
to
his
this
sake,
one.
because I think he could have a future if he does that.
There was no crowd there. Like he couldn't hear his coaches, and he just taking
Coaches weren't saying anything. I think they told him it was 1-1 going into the third.
Chase, buddy.
Chase.
When they
I think
punch you in the
Amanda
face-
was like 330
God.
to win by decision. That was a good bet. I didn't hit it, but
Don't even put your hands up. Just dodge a little bit.
John, what we were talking about is shoulder pointing. Look at how wide Spencer's target is right now. She's just completely square to Nunes with Nunes having her shoulder pointed.
yeah. And literally all Amanda throws is a 1-2 every single time, and she keeps connecting with the 2.
Yeah.
What
She's
is
got a
this?
wide neck.
What is this jargon, industry jargon you guys are saying?
One is the jab, 2 is the cross.
What does that have to do with pace? Alex needs to know.
Superman punch by Felicia doesn't land.
So you got Osmo, you got the 1's the jab, the 2's the cross,
Oh shit!
you got the 3 the hook,
Oh,
4 uppercut, 5 uppercut, 6 body shot, 7 body shot, 8
Ouch.
overhand right.
That's why I wouldn't fight you, man, because you throw the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How many points is she going to rack up this fight?
Dude, it's gonna be insane.
What was the over-under in this? Was like under 2, wasn't it?
yeah.
It's like
Well,
really-
there's a third takedown, so that's
I'm just trying to
15.
get her
She's
down.
probably landed. Let's see.
she's got to be
So
100.
Right now, she's probably hovering around 90 points. And she still has 7 minutes to work.
plus what, 30?
Well, no, I was counting the decision.
Oh, okay.
Here's a question for you, John. I feel like we see that a lot in MMA where someone's on the ground and the other person's kind of like half waiting for them to get up, but also thinking about maybe attacking. Like, why isn't that a more just natural attack spot when they're in such a vulnerable position?
Well, most of the time, when you see that, it's when the person who's on top is fighting against a better grappler, so they don't want to get down in that person's guard where they might be in danger a little bit. But there's other times where even it's not a better grappler and they kind of just want to stay standing. But like you said, I don't know why they want to land ground and pound, but they also don't want to go to the mat, so they kind of are like half in, half out. I think it's kind of stupid. They need to decide one way or the other, but most of the time I'll say it's because they are aware that their opponent is a better grappler than them and they don't want to get caught in their guard.
Hey, John. Okay, let's say this to even it out. Let's say Chase Hooper. Let's say Chase Hooper does the same amount of steroids that Amanda Nunes does. Would you say it's an even fight?
As a feminist, I object to that statement.
But
But if Chase Hooper did start juicing, then it would be a very competitive fight.
Okay, that's the end here, huh?
Here we
This
go.
one might be over. This one might be over. She only has 10 seconds. She's under, though.
Man, she's looking like Jen Draychick over here.
If there was 10 more seconds, that fight was over.
That fight was over. You're right.
Wow.
Well,
She's got a little hematoma on her forehead.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
that could have cost $1 million right there. Yeah,
Throw in the towel, coaches. Give Amanda those extra 15 points.
Twitter's saying the doctor or the corner may stop it here.
I don't think they will, but we'll see.
They said that after round 3 too.
I mean, it's not that bad. She's got a little goose egg.
What round was that?
That was 4. I'd be very surprised if they throw it.
Fantasy Guru Drew is up there. He'd probably take Amanda too.
Brian is so desperate to find
He's
someone else.
tilted over Chase Hooper still.
I mean,
I played him a lot too, man. He screwed us all.
the funny thing is Brian's trying to say that we have recency bias of just seeing Chase Hooper get beaten down, but I think Brian has a little recency bias of his own, having 50% Hooper. He's trying to chase his losses right here.
I think I might have had 50%, maybe even more of Hooper.
I think once this stream goes offline and I get these guys in a room together having a couple beers, like, dude, no, of course, there's no Chase would fucking beat the shit out of her, man.
Yeah. We're really all censoring ourselves 3 hours and 30 minutes into this stream, Brian.
Saturday night at 11:30, 12:30.
I would say that I'd put up a Twitter poll, but my 12 followers might not respond. So somebody with a bigger following might have to poll that and see where the public lies on that. Or we could just check on Marley.
Yeah, did Marley do did he do a poll or just tweet?
Just tweet.
What about this? What if it was the 15th ranked 145-pound male versus Amanda Nunes? Who wins that fight?
Who's the 15th ranked male? I would probably
the
side with
average
that.
15th over time, whoever the hell that is.
What?
It doesn't matter. I'm just the theoretical 15th player, like the theoretical 115th place tennis player versus Serena Williams.
15th ranked? I would probably go with that.
115.
Okay, what about 20?
20.
What's
Maybe
Marley
still go with 20, but that's where we're getting kind of close.
What's his account?
So Big Marley 3.
It depends on who it is. The thing is, I'm weighing the matchup more than I think you guys are.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm weighing the matchup. It's a dude.
Because like Andre Feely or somebody that's like knocking on the top 15, I think they would roll over Nunes. But Chase Hooper specifically, I think, would lose.
Before tagging you guys.
Someone said minus 650 at least. Roxanne Modafferi over Chase Hooper.
I mean, what if they scheduled this fight? The UFC could become like the most feminist organization of all time.
Is Argo's wag in chat? That must be Kyle Marley.
No, that's my burner. That's my burner.
How about this? A men's serve averages 143, a record 143 miles per hour.
Oh, why are we doing this tennis comparison?
Women's at 124.
It's a different sport.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point
It is though. Every sport's different.
No, it's
like you
not.
made the WNBA comparison. That is apples and oranges. It's not even close.
Alex made that comparison, but it's irrelevant. Actually, no, it's more relevant.
More relevant.
Yes, that the size and skill of someone matter.
You want to talk about the size of Chase?
But the
Hooper,
size, if they're both weighing in at 145,
He's taller and bigger.
he's taller for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know about
she
bigger.
weighs at 135, 145.
Yeah, he weighs 145. But he probably walks around at like 150, which is about what she walks around at. That picture is so good. That's definitely like his high school senior yearbook photo.
That's choose your fighter, and Brian Hooper just points to this guy every time.
You can choose one fighter to defend your life. Who do you choose?
Never be resolved.
What is going on? She's just like, this fight.
What are they doing?
Oh, I think they're having the doctor take a look. They might stop this.
Yeah, she's gushing.
This isn't even as bad as Joanna's, though. If they stop it, I believe it's an extra 10 points for Amanda, though. 5th round finish, I think, gets 40 points on DraftKings as opposed to 30.
Yeah, I think Nunez is going to get enough points to be in the winning lineup here.
Yeah, I think last round they had her at 96, and that was before the round even ended for significant strikes. So that's about 50 points right there. If she landed 3 takedowns, that's 65, plus the decision win is 95. And then I don't know if she got any advances, but she's going to be over 100 for sure.
She's got 57.5 right now.
After round 3?
I think that was 3. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's getting some more points here, too. Sorry to spoil it for you.
She's going to score at least like 110. Oh. There's another takedown.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's going to score a lot.
This is ridiculous.
And there's
another. That's 5 takedowns.
Well, if she does do it, it'll be a 3-way split for none of us in this stream.
Only 3 ways?
I think she's over 120 now.
All I can picture is Chase Hooper's head on Spencer right now.
I really think if Menenfield didn't screw us, Bob, we would have been in a pretty good spot.
You guys think Spencer could win this at this decision?
Maybe with these judges, you never know.
Oh my God! Wait, Osmo, do you ship this if they go with Spencer by decision?
Nah, I don't think she really scored any points.
Yeah, she didn't score much, man.
Look at that right hand. Oh, baby. Good night.
Oh, well.
Oof.
Oh, man. One of my better lineups needed Spencer.
There you go.
I saw your tweet, Osmo. How do you have it scored?
28-27. If it doesn't go her way in the decision, I'm going to be fuming.
You should. People probably won't know you're joking. Like,
look how many people liked it already. People agree.
Oh, guys. Did Draft Cheat respond to I want to see what Draft Cheat, the real MMA expert, has to say about the Chase Hooper versus Amanda Nunes fight.
I don't know if he's weighed in on that.
I feel like the DFS community needs to calm down over the Chase Hooper fight. Calm down over the Chase Hooper fight. Ask the poll a couple weeks from now, maybe a month from now.
Yeah.
Or if you did the 25th ranked fighter, 145 pounder. That poll,
I don't think they rank them that high, but I would maybe go.
Fine, whatever.
What's going on in the YouTube chat, Brian?
Not much.
Are they not on your side? Have they turned against you?
They're let's see, blazing fingers. What's the difference between MMA and junior hockey? I think that's an insult towards my Chase Hooper comment. Oh wait, no, he has a punchline. Nothing. They're both kid sports.
Wow. MMA's a kid sport.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to disagree with that one.
That's all right. Lace him up, bud. Let's find out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, Amanda's tough as fucking shit. Clearly.
All right, let me know when these scores are populated, and then I can finally check.
Amanda had 82.5 after round 4, I think. That was without the decision. So she's going to score at least like 130.
You didn't win the Millie. Yeah, she's
Okay.
at 112.5.
I think
Yeah.
this group bonding experience we had was worth more than $1 million.
Yeah, you can't put a price on friendship.
Yeah. What about 2 million?
Oh man, I actually needed Martin like you, Pete.
Really?
Yeah, one of my better lineups in the Millie had Martin.
This was pretty unique. Minimal amount of duplicates at the top of the Millie Maker here.
Yeah, 244.
Has the scoring finished?
No, it's not over yet.
No, but those 5 are going to chop though.
No, you sure that they only
need I
thought
thought they had Nunes. Never mind.
They only need one more point.
Yeah, never mind.
So it's all right. Right now it's 5, and they're not going to do it. And then it's 3. They're probably going to win.
3. These 3 are going to do it.
I just talked to Dad. He said he doesn't think he's gonna. Maybe he might.
Holy shit!
Do you know what would be brutal if they don't give her another point and you lose the Millie Maker? Half a point.
Wow, so they're gonna get like what, 360K or something?
Yeah, what are they gonna three-way split? Yeah, and then so you take
three-way split.
Take down 110, 150, 170.
How much was second?
100 and then 50 for third, so 101.15.
I'd return the money. Like if I don't solo ship, it's more about kind of.
I mean, if K Super didn't win, you might as well just give it back.
It's pride. It's a pride.
I would, yeah. Like it's they say tying is like kissing your sister. Like I agree. I just want to win by myself.
Alex, you're the only one who hasn't weighed in on the goddamn Chase Hooper versus Amanda Nunes fight.
Dude, fucking Hooper would win it, like, obviously. Like,
okay, thank you.
How can you trust this guy slurring his words right now?
Oh, my.
That's just how we talk. Leave him alone. Man's a genius.
Hooper would win just no matter what.
I couldn't handle being baited this long to break out of my feminist.
I think Brian just hacked the bot and he just reprogrammed him to give that answer.
No.
Osmo had to wait 3 hours and 40 minutes into the stream to give his true take.
He waited till he thought most people were gone. Now
he was correct. Most people are gone.
He's like, I will lose 1.7 Osmo subscriptions. Okay, I can say it now.
Wow. 120 significant strikes.
Okay, did they get it? They still haven't gotten it yet. It's not over, though.
You know what's weird is, like, the UFC keeps track of significant strikes, but Fight Metric keeps their own count, and those two aren't usually the same, right?
Yeah, but they use UFC's. DraftKings does.
Are you sure? Like, I don't.
I emailed. I emailed
Fight Metrics.
I can send you the email, Alex. They told me they use. Well, it's the UFC stats.com events page, event details. Here, this. I'll
Yeah, they use the stats page, but that stats page is powered by Fight Metric.
This thing. Oh, okay.
So whatever Fight Metric credits the significant strikes and the scoring, that's what UFC stats updates on their site.
Okay.
Unless they've changed it in the last couple months.
Yeah, because that UFC Fight Metrics page doesn't go anywhere, right? Anymore?
No. You have the right page. That UFC stats page is the correct page, but those stats are provided by Fight Metric.
Yeah, but didn't Fight Metrics have a website that no longer exists or directs you there?
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, but they're still the provider of the actual stats.
Okay. Well, whatever. I guess 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. All right. Who's the? Oh my God. No, they got it. They did. They got the points. Oh, they got plenty. They got plenty of points.
Did it update?
Yeah. She
Who
got
won?
137.
Damn. I mean, that was a domination. She deserved
Oh.
that.
You know who got sixth here, tied for sixth? A tall person named Tom JK321,
Nice.
tied with 800 other people. No, probably like 20.
This is what we call. That's a hard day's work right there, guys.
Are we checking?
We're checking.
Who else got? Renpack, who took 51st. Chipotle, 2 solo lineups, 55 and 56. See, that's the winner right there. That's the winner. And if you're playing, if you're trying to win GPPs, Chipotle won it from in my book. Man, those guys.
Yeah, this is impressive.
Where was his 2 solos?
55 and 56, I think.
Wow.
55 and 56.
And Brick 75 was tied with him for 56. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, don't try to Trojan horse your lineup into this discussion.
I was gonna say, did you not see that? That's pretty deep, man. That's a good lineup.
No, I didn't see it. Unless I'm updated.
Hashtag how rich.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Yeah, you would have had a 2-way chop with him.
Okay. Well, he is a genius. I have
Noto was up there. He was 70th. Respectable. Third in Schlong.
Man, Ass's hat dropped low from 1st to 89th. That sucks balls.
Yeah.
Rinpack, you dropped down. Oh, Fantasy Guru, you dropped down to 120.
120. Yeah, I saw that.
1-800 Eddie, 153. Rinpack had a bunch. He probably cashed for a profit.
How much salary was left on the table of the winning lineup?
Who here can add?
I need the cyborg.
What was the optimal? Casares, Heinisch, Nunes, Perez, Patolo, Sterling.
Yeah. Someone add that together. All under 10K. Wait, they were all under 10K. So those 3 from the earlier fights, though, were in the optimal.
33.3, 41.7, 48.3.
Well, I hit it.
49.4, so they had 600 left over.
Okay. Well, there you go. Interesting.
When I tell my wife I broke even tonight, she's not going to believe me from all the times I've lied that I broke even. But tonight I actually broke even.
On the penny?
You got to show her the current. You got to show her the currently winning.
Almost down to the penny. Like I was up $20 on FanDuel and I'm down 25 on DraftKings. So
Wait, can we trust FanDuel yet?
Can we?
I don't know. FanDuel's. Can we, guys? What do you guys think? FanDuel.
I'm not a big FanDuel guy. I can't speak to that.
They have some funky stuff. Well, I won money on FanDuel. I guess that's good.
Yeah, who won the 100K on FanDuel?
Alex P. Baker. No.
Biggie. Oh, there's a 4-way split.
4-way split. Oh, that's interesting. There's a 4-way split because they screw up their MVP because they don't change the salary.
Yeah.
If they would just change the salary, they'd be able to.
Oh, look who we have, a late breaking edition right when all the action is done.
What?
Man, you look like you're living the dream.
I mean, I just I lost $10 on this slate across a lot of entries. We call that a victory, Pete.
Seems like it. Hell yeah! I went to a restaurant for the first time tonight with my best friend from San Francisco. Any of you guys been to a restaurant with COVID?
No,
we're not allowed yet, except outdoors in Chicago.
Did you wear a mask?
Yeah, had to wear a mask in, and there was no one sitting around us. Maybe like the closest person was 100 feet away. Okay. Waiters and servers wear masks, but first time going out.
What capacity are they at?
Sorry,
What capacity are they at in Denver, Pete?
25 to 50%.
That's 50.
I have a business venture. If you guys want to get it in the ground floor, here it is. Okay. Protest restaurants, right? We open a restaurant in the middle of a protest. Then there's no social distancing, right? 100% capacity. You corner the market. No, anyone?
You're like, that's the idea.
I'm
Aren't
with
there
you.
those huge like Chinese traffic jams where like little economies break out in the traffic jams and all the vendors and stuff come out? That's kind of your business model.
Yeah, you can hire someone from there to run it. They have experience. CSU, we got a prop bet.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got to get his take on this.
It's a theoretical, non-existent prop bet. It's really just your opinion. Chase Hooper. So you didn't watch the fights then, right?
No, I missed it.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So Chase Hooper, the 6'1", 145 pound.
Hang on. Do you think I should show him what he looks like? Just
Make sure it didn't happen.
Don't lead the witness.
That's not a very. What about normally you're seeing his abs? That's not a very flattering picture of Chase.
Yeah, he's taking his high school physics class.
Now we're talking.
Brian's angle shooting here.
No, I'm giving.
I'll give him. This is Brian's fighter. Here you go.
Chase Hooper, 6'1", 145, versus Amanda Nunez or however the hell you pronounce her name. She's 5'8.5", and she fights between 135 and 145. What's the line if they fought each other?
I mean, you guys just set me up to make a sexist.
I forgot. He also has to go.
I mean, my honest. I feel like I'm walking into a trap.
You're not walking. We're divided across the board.
Hey, Alex answered after 4 hours of pressuring him. So.
I mean, I said Chase Hooper at like minus 2,000 or something.
Oh my God!
Thank you.
I know Nunez. She's the best. She's like the best ever.
Thank you. Okay.
I have context. My friend played elite level tennis D1. It was an All-American, whatever, got to like top 5 in college, but couldn't sniff the pros. Played, I'm not going to say who, played an elite female tennis player, Owen.
Yes.
Top 10 player in the world.
That's the exact example I gave too.
But what we talked about was tennis and MMA it's apples and oranges. Now Brian tried to make the WNBA NBA comparison.
No, first of all,
MMA, they're both the same size. They're both fighting the same. I mean, Amanda has every advantage, right?
Yo, guys, we got a poll in here. Who would win? It posted by the Osmo _Comic-Con. Nunez is at 91%. Hooper is at 9%.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so now here, that's just a joke poll. If Peter saw the fight, he would go from minus to whatever to what I said, minus 800.
Did Hooper get destroyed?
I think he said minus.
It was really bad. He just sat there and got punched in the face the whole time.
Yeah, that's what he does. He gets.
But he would still be a minus 800 favorite. Minimum.
I mean, Brian, you doubled your line now that Pete backed you here. You know, you did start out as minus 400.
I said minus 600 too. I said minus 800 too, but like if I put minus 800 out there and this fight happens, then you call me on it. So I got to go low and then we can work from there. I'm willing to go up, but I don't need you to know that.
I still got you.
I'm getting some text that says that my line is terrible.
What was your line?
Minus 125.
Oh,
no, it would be minus 400 minimum. The closing line would be probably beat that.
Pete, did you have any sweats tonight or no?
I started off. I played one entry in the Millionaire Maker, and I had Burns, Perez, and O'Malley. Those are my winning scores. But then I had Sandhagen, which was a disaster.
Yeah.
I probably butchered all the pronunciations there.
Yeah, rough night for Sandhagen.
Sandhagen. Any of you guys have big scores?
Pete broke even. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I made the brave chance and I showed people kind of my screenshots, and it was a near break even.
Alex had a sweat, but
He needed Spencer.
Yeah.
I needed too. What was your best lineup, Alex?
I had if Spencer got 100, I would have tied for first, but that was the best shot.
I think I won a little on both sides, but nothing special. I took 56 in the millie.
Are you guys gonna fire golf hard?
Wait, golf card?
Golf. The millie for golf next week.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna max enter it, of course.
Yeah.
I think what they're saying is the Pope Catholic, Peter?
Yeah. I have to give Bobby some money because he's the millie maker guy here, so I got to fill his pockets.
So what did everyone else say on this line with Hooper and whatnot? What do you guys think the real line is? I'm the worst person to ask.
I think Hooper would be like a -2 to 1 favorite, but Brian thought that was egregious.
Wait,
but
what?
if you've seen Hooper fight, you'd probably think that was a good line.
No, you think she would be the favorite?
I said I would max better. I don't know if she would be the favorite. I think she would win.
Okay,
but I think the real line would probably be like Hooper 180.
Hang on, John. You're ruining our debate position right now. With
yeah, because Peter definitely agreed with you and said she would be the favorite.
I'm taking.
I thought we said who would win. I think she would win. I think if there was a real line, she wouldn't be the favorite.
I started the question. What line?
I'm getting a text saying Nunez is actually a dude, so that's I'm breaking all the rules. I mean,
that could be a factor.
That was my second thing. Is if Hooper takes the same amount of steroids she does, then what would the line do?
Imagine putting your hard-earned money on Harry Potter, Brian.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Listen, now you're the only one on that side.
I'll
keep on you.
Hey, you got to show the M&M tattoo.
Oh yeah, I gotta find that. I have too many tabs open.
15 minutes from now, John's gonna be like, -175. That's a fair line for Hooper.
the same person saying Hooper's more of a woman than.
So this was Marley because he put it up on Twitter, and I don't know if this was independent.
He was watching this shit. He had to be.
I'm just looking at Hooper and it looks like at least he has abs. I mean, he doesn't look very bulky, but I don't know.
Yo, I gotta get out of here before I make any more statements that come back to bite me.
Yeah, no, we can probably wind this down. Thank you guys for hopping on. We'll have to do this again sometime next time we get a millie maker.
Sounds good, man.
All right, later, guys.
All right, guys. For Bobby, for Alex Baker, for John Kelly, thank you for giving us some actual MMA expertise. For CSU Rammies, the man who ventured out to a restaurant tonight, the Brave Soul. And for my co-host, Brick75, this has been Lolz. Thank you, guys.